So KO is playing against a random Ken team. I'm only going to be pointing out very specific things in the matchup that need to be taken into account. So like this, when you dive kick in at your opponent and you know that you are not plus, Ken's back throw is very, very dangerous because it takes half the stage. It allows him to very easily put you in the corner and get the positioning that he wants to be in. So if you try to guard jump out, like KO does if you watch his hands, then you are susceptible to target combo into DP, which gives him the set play that he wants. He's at about 70% meter, so he can't actually do anything other than stand medium punch deep HP into super, or crouching medium kick into DP super, but those are very hard to go for outside of the target combo, right? So the safest thing here for Ken is to go for something into a frame trap. And at this point, Ken uses his far HK, so it's important to note that in most situations, if you do it as early as possible after a far HK from Ken, you can do a crouching medium punch before he can make another decision. He tries to catch a dash or something with his shoulder and ends up getting jumped over. And unfortunately gets supered. So that's just one of those situations where you're guessing just to guess. Gets hit anyway. Doesn't matter, Ken had almost full life. So now this is a different situation where if you just activate, Ken has the opportunity to jump back HK, and he also has the opportunity to backdash and stuff, or use crouching medium kick to hit you as you're trying to do things like shoulder, dash punch, whatever to start. So you can either activate here and then look to push forward slowly, or you can look to connect against Ken and then activate from there. Whiffs a dive kick, far light punch, crouching MK super, and then just walks up for a Zempo. It's very dangerous here for Ken because he doesn't have super to contest that far activation. So he kind of just has to decide, is he going to sit there, is he going to backdash, or is he going to jump back? All of which are relatively dangerous options. So because he has full life, taking the Zempo isn't the worst thing in the world. It's a very basic ender and then goes for jumps. Now the important part about this is that he times his jump dive kick to hit cross up if the opponent quick resed. So it was just a read dive kick. And because he didn't, he was able to jump out of the corner successfully, and then he does a shoulder to stop the opponent from attempting to dash out to follow him and reset positioning. Now, this is pseudo risk-free because the worst thing that can happen is that Ken gets sweep into like dash up or jump, and he has full life and Ken's not even close to meter, so it's kind of free. And now he just keeps him in the corner, goaltends a little bit, stays grounded, and then jumps and gets hit. Red parry, follow-up activation. Misses a dive kick. Now, in a lot of situations, you would probably look to go for a set play that would put Ken back into the corner. However, because of the position that he has a potential option with super jump where he can either hit late with a light kick dive kick or he can cross up with a roundhouse dive kick. So he crosses up, he's plus, and he opts to do a standing HK or HP, probably to attempt to catch a jump or something. But 1, 2, 3 is very easy as far as parry timing goes for like a red parry or something, and this would potentially hit Ken after he tried to parry, depending on the actual frame data. Reset off of the jump MK or jump HK from the close to medium kick is another situation that is like a pseudo TDK, and Ken has to hard commit to DP or super to really do anything. So now he doesn't have any meter versus Ken that's almost at 2, so he has to build meter safely. Now this jump in here, he hits him relatively high, which means the only way that Ken can punish is with an immediate DP or crouching medium kick into DP. And if he hits him any lower, Ken really can't punish with anything outside of just raw DP. So it's one of those things where it's a screwed if you do, screwed if you don't situation if the Yun is timing his jump HKs correctly. There's the same timing. Gets a throw, goes for the jump again to the other side, knowing that he would be able to 1-2-3 as like Oki. The Ken doesn't red parry, so he gets his stuff. Another jump on his opponent's Oki after a set play, which is very, very common for KO. So this is another important thing, is that Ken's crouching medium kick is -3 or -4. I forget which one. It's superable by another Ken. So -4. So at close enough range, standing light kick will punish it. But the idea here is that you can do it anyway and buffer shoulder, where if Ken tries to press another button, he just gets hit. And if he tries to jump, then the shoulder can potentially hit his jump as he's trying to jump back. That was just a bunch of silliness. So next Ken. Using Dekai as a way to get the space that you need to start your jumps against Ken is pretty important. Or not necessarily pretty important, but is a tool that you can use. And this sets up the neutral jump here, where Ken has to either like jump forward EX Tatsu, which he does not have access to because of the meter, or jump forward roundhouse, or just walk forward into whatever. So he does forward back, which means that he's looking to buffer parry at Yun's sort of max height to try to parry the DP and then block otherwise. And if he had done a medium kick, dive kick here, it would have forced a proximity guard when he landed, which would have given him a throw. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. Doesn't get a punish on the jump in from Ken. Jumps away. Early jump roundhouse again. So you'll notice that after most throws, he's dive kicking. And after almost all of his Genejin enders, he's also dive kicking at varying timings and at varying decisions. So it's almost always jumping in some capacity. Confirms off of far roundhouse, which is something that very few Yuns do. This is an important exchange because he does standing medium punch and then he stand techs because he thinks that the Ken is going to tech. He doesn't crouch tech here because if the Ken option parries, it's just dead. The downside to this is that because the Ken is outside of range of throw, he can just do YOLO crouching medium kick and to DP, which is how some Kens approach it, but you know, better Kens like Deshiken, etc. can confirm the crouching medium kick. So it's a very important rock, paper, scissors that this matchup has. Gets hit out of the air. So this is another important thing, is that standing HP frame traps. So he looks to deal with the frame trap by just blocking. The crouching medium punch is going to push Ken away if he does it correctly. He doesn't walk forward for it, so it whiffs. So he tries to dive kick out. Or threatens to dive kick out, but dive kicks in front. The dive kick hits low enough that it's not really going to be punishable by Ken. In a traditional sense, he'll have to like raw LPDP because it hits too low. He can't really throw beyond to be able to tech. Just like in certain situations against Chun. So again, he gets back throw and then dive kicks immediately. And then dash up, follow up, shoulder. To stop Ken's backdash or jump. So now they both have meter. He does walk up stand light kick to try to check crouching medium kick from Ken at an early timing because it will hit the startup of it. However, the Ken walks back a little bit too much and then gets crouching medium kick super. And he tries for a set play option. Again, jump after the throw. Genejin. Confirm again. Jump. Now, that jump is very risky because the only options that Yun has there is close standing medium punch, crouching light kick, and throw. Or the KO Zempo. Buffer Zempo, hold back, use throw during your Zempo tech or Zempo inputs so that you get throw, or I should say Zempo. You tech their throw and it covers the DP option from Ken, where you get to punish on block. Activates as Ken jumps to get out of the corner. And that one was pretty free. So important things to take away from that are that Zempo is very important in Genejin, regardless of if it's early or late. You want to get that knockdown and force Ken to guess. And while he does have DP, you do have that option I was talking about before with the block Zempo. KO doesn't use it in this particular set, but the important part is that he is following up consistently with dive kicks after Genejin. And when he stayed on the ground afterward, it kind of threw his opponent for a loop in that one situation that he did that. And while it didn't get him a lot for doing so, he really makes it count when his opponents block from that dive kick situation, where he'd do like close standing medium punch, standing light kick, standing HP to connect a lot of stuff against his opponents. And this is where you can condition your opponents to look for that HP to buffer high parry and stuff, and you can take advantage with crouching medium kick and the dash punch, among other things. So, like, the interactions that you have to set up are very consistent. Using your double dive kicks to set things up, knowing how to force your frame traps, and obviously if your opponent knows that frame trap is there, they can just parry your decision if you look to go for 1, 2, 3, if you are a little bit too, not necessarily overzealous, but if you are telegraphing it too much based on your meter. Alright, so the next Ken. Neutral jump, and he does a super jump so that he can react to Ken if he jumps forward, misses the timing on the parry. And as you can see now, they are full screen away from each other. So Ken has to dash up, in which case Yun can dive kick, and there's nothing that really Ken can do, and this sort of pulls them together as Ken moves forward. So this lets Yun use crouching medium kick to sort of stop Ken moving forward even more, and then he confirms into dash punch. Follow up by doing dash neutral jump. Now the dash neutral jump sets up a spacing for a frame trap, and if you look at KO's meter, he is 1, 2, 3 shoulder away from activating, potentially on block. So Ken blocks it, parries the standing light punch, HP into DP, and then dashes. So this means that it's probably Deshiken, because very few Kens really look to like double dash like this. Option parry low back throw. Immediately uses back NK. Throw again. So he does the dive kick again, baits a throw attempt from Ken, and then gets a light kick dive kick, which puts him out of range of throw again, which means that Ken now has to make a YOLO decision. Misses his follow-up. Mid-screen again. And now this time he does regular jump, dive kick, and then lands and does standing HP. And that is a little bit different than his previous setup, because his previous setup here would have been bad, as if the cross-up dive kick puts him in the corner and Ken has meter, it's very risky to like go for an attack there. And now he gets to hold Ken in the corner. So this is very important because close stand HP on hit or on block has enough pushback that forces Ken to either like super jump EX Tatsu out or jump at a point where he can't actually get out of the corner without super jumping. So let's back up a little bit. Looks to jump. He crouches the entire time and then just stands for the late parry into tech. And then just jumps away to build meter. Activate. YOLO DP. I don't know that this is actually Deshiken, but they are very aggressive. Very nice. Immediate Senpo. We're going to have a jump. Yep. He wanted the activation and missed it. And then just follows up. Purple Ken, potentially Shie. Just keeps corner control the entire time. So this is another thing, is that if you're doing something in neutral, like walking up shoulder to like hit the startup of a crouching medium kick or something that they think is going to happen at like a delay timing, if they are forced into proximity guard here, you can basically get a free down parry. Jump. Confirm. Mid-screen. He really likes the mid-screen against Ken for some reason. And then he gets throw to end the round. So another really important aspect of this matchup is space control with far MK and crouching medium kick as far as setting up jumps. So as you can see here, he jumps in, he gets a parry on the uppercut, gets the confirm, stays on the ground for once, parry into crouching medium punch up kicks, and he is in full control. Watches for Ken's walk up crouching medium kick this time. So he does back, forward, down. Misses his dive kick on the neutral jump HK. So this is a very important thing here, is that you'll notice that as Ken jumps, he's crouching, right? So he does crouching medium kick, pushes himself back, and then jumps forward. So he's crouch blocking for the decision, parries for the early jump roundhouse timing, and then immediately goes back to blocking low, stands for the last second for a high block, and then back throws. So he gets a dash punch here off of the ender, and then immediately sets up the three-way guess off of the light kick, dive kick in front. And now KO has advantage because of starting the round with Ganejin, and Ken doesn't have anywhere close to like a full bar. So he just gets to activate. And this is another thing that I was talking about earlier, is that when you activate like this, Ken has to make that decision. So he opts to jump back, and he immediately dash punches, right? To the point where Ken is still jumping back when this dash punch happens. He doesn't delay the dash punch for when Ken is actually moving up. He just makes the read that the Ken is going to jump so that he can be under him and deal with the jump HK if he opts for it, and then can go from there. Double dive kick for a frame trap. Doesn't need it. Or doesn't do anything off of it, I should say. Nice punish. So this next video is going to be looking at Yakkun versus Matsuken. So Yakkun walks back and sees that Ken tried to check his crouching medium punch with stand roundhouse to start, and walks back crouching medium punch, makes one decision there because it's all the time that he has after that whiffed roundhouse, and then jumps because that's the spacing that he's been given. Dive kick, which is a safe dive kick here, right? It's a safe dive kick because it's so low. If you look how low it hits, so Ken can't do standing medium punch as a punish here. Yakkun's able to block it, and then he gets to punish. Perfect punish. Dash punches to get him to the corner, and now he has rock, paper, scissors. Ken opts to DP. Back through. So Yakkun is fighting back with crouch tech, right? And looking for parries after the crouching medium punches of his own, because Ken is really close to meter from crouching medium punch into super, right? So he's sort of looking to take advantage of that by getting that parry and then doing like a delay punish, so to speak. At least that's how I would approach it. And then from this point, he's built spacing against Ken. Ken whiffed his crouching medium punch and then walks back. So he just waits for another attack, and then after that standing medium kick, he super jumps out after waiting a split second to see if a DP was coming. Gets out, activates. He stays on the ground, whiffs once. Now the important thing here is that whiffing once sets up all the timings for meaties from anything. If you whiff twice, it's a little bit more constrained as to what your choices are. So it gives Ken more of the opportunity to just like play rock, paper, scissors versus actually making a situation where you can potentially condition your opponent. So this is the exact same situation here, where he does dash up into shoulder, thinking that Ken is going to try to like backdash or jump because he's now mid-screen, and Yakkun has the life advantage. Unlucky. Set play. Jump to the other side. Frame trap. Tries to cross up dive kick. Doesn't work. Lots of dashing. Checks his decisions with stand light kick. Tries to reestablish the spacing again. And now set play. So this is really dangerous from Ken, is because he can just walk forward here, and because it's mid-screen, right, he can micro-step forward, jump over, and now he will get rock, paper, scissors between standing medium punch, crouching light kick, and back throw. And back throw, at this point, corners your opponent. So understanding that while getting set play that like actually is ambiguous is pretty important, especially when you have meter like this. Can get that jump over and delay a standing medium punch very slightly to catch a guard jump. So even though like guard jumping away might be the best decision mathematically, it can still be taken advantage of. So getting that jump over to set up a meaty timing is still really potent, especially when you have that option to back throw to actually get the corner from that situation. Next game we're going to watch is Derun versus Shie. So Derun likes to stay on the ground a little bit more, and this is similar to like USHI, and in some ways Issei as well, where they like to establish their ground game and look for Ken's jumps more than jumping themselves. Nice whiff punish. So after the mid-screen tech here, because the Yun was the one to tech and Ken gets pushed far enough back, he gets a free jump, at which point he can neutral jump, look for Ken's jump, and look for the EX Tatsu or the jump HK, and if it doesn't happen, he can freely jump HP for meter build. So this is another important thing mid-screen, is that Ken can dash up and then jump, and if he super jumps, he will be able to hit you low with the jumping HK, or vary the timing on early jump HK and low jump HK, and if he just does regular jump, he can sort of just look to space you out, or box you out and box you into the corner, or backdash to build space if he so desires. Nice low activation. Doesn't really get much here. Misses his shoulder. Follows up. So the Ken thought that the Yun was going to throw here, which is why he does medium punch, fierce punch, so that he could win with his super. Because that throw is not like guaranteed. You still have the throw in vulnerability. Very nice combo. Milks it for as much meter as he can. Understanding how much damage that combo would do and how it would scale is very hard to actually like do. So this is another thing, is that you'll notice that in this matchup in particular, jumping away after your dive kicks is going to be a more common thing in a lot of the matchups that you'll watch, because it gives you the information on if your opponent is looking to contest you with medium punch, fierce punch, or with just raw fierce punch, and it builds that space in the mid screen. But there also is that risk to it that you can get hit for it, right? So if you are doing things like option parry jump, you are susceptible to throw there. So it's a very intricate mind game for these particular characters. Setting up that neutral jump off of the crouching medium kick. Ouch. He opts here to not respect the frame trap and just go for raw standing MP to push him back and try to get out of the corner. Gets put back in, misses the confirm on the dive kick. So this here is another thing where, you know, Ken's looking for that medium punch. This is something that Nika KO and some of the other Yuns go for, is that after specific normals in specific situations, they will just buffer high parry, and if they mess up, it sucks, but in most situations you'll be able to go for the red parry on the high, get the red parry on the fireball, or get a block on whatever is going to come if they don't do the EX. Activation. So this is an important punish, is that if Ken is very astute and blocks your forward MK, you can be punished with super, even in Ganejan. Uses the fireball here more as corner push than anything else because he has some meter to sort of play with. He only really needs one super into a set play to kind of like win in this situation from like one throw or whatever in between. Misses his confirm. Nice. So when he goes for this, he's already shown that, you know, after he does forward medium kick, he's going to go for something. And he hasn't shown that he looks for frame traps after that far MP a lot. So he just jumps the Zempo. At this point, Yun can try to contest Ken as he goes over with standing MP LK cancel, like Issei did against 5-star that got parried a lot. But he opts to not go for that. Ken tries to do something on the way out. And then he does a double dash punch here, because the first dash punch gets a hard knockdown because it's still in Ganejan, and then the second one sets up a meaty, or allows him to corner and then reposition. He definitely tried to jump parry that. Dive kicks like that in general are really risky because if they're not hitting at a low enough distance, Ken can always punish with a slight delay into medium punch, fierce punch, DP. Or medium punch, fierce punch, super, or EX fireball. So this next set is Show versus Boss. And we're going to go over a couple games from this first to 10 that they did in 2020. So the standing roundhouse again is to deal with crouching medium punch start, like round start, or crouching medium kick round start to like get a little bit of meter before Ken can sort of make his way in. And that is swiftly met by a far stand medium kick as a punish. Now this sets up spacing here where Yun can neutral jump, but he can't dive kick and hit Ken, so he has to jump forward, or he has to look to build meter or whatever, right? So if this sets up run away from Yun, one of the most common things for Kens to do is to dash up into a spacing where Yun doesn't want Ken to be. So in this particular case, he looks to shoulder to deal with that, or Ken's crouching medium kick to stop Yun from like walking up or something. So this can hit the recovery of that crouching medium kick, or I can hit the startup at specific situations. Now after this shoulder, it sets up a very fundamental situation against Ken as well. Mid-screen, it puts you at a positioning here where Ken can either dash, he can do like walk forward crouching medium kick, he can stay where he is to try to deal with a jump dive kick or a jump forward attack or whatever, or he can opt to jump at Yun at a spacing that sets up the jump roundhouse that he is so deadly with, either with early jump roundhouse or late jump roundhouse, especially if Yun is walking backwards. And after a shoulder, a lot of the times the Yun is going to want to retreat more so than continue pressure. So Boss takes advantage of this and doesn't do jump roundhouse immediately. He waits to like try to do something in the middle of his jump, and Boss just reads it and air TCs him. Now, the air TC leaves Ken in a situation that is not TDK, but he is forced to super or DP. So if he wants to deal with Yun's situation, he is forced into something that is fully invulnerable, which is good for Ken that he has an answer, but it also means that if he goes for that answer, he's hard punished if he guesses wrong. So in this situation, he opts for the safe decision, which is I'm going to crouch and then backdash. When you land, you also have the throw invulnerability, so you get to guard jump. And in this particular situation, he's just like, okay, I don't think he's going to throw, so I'm just going to backdash. So this is an option select of down, back, back. So here, Ken does standing medium kick, or standing roundhouse, but it connects. So because it's mid-screen, Shie can do crouching medium punch, or he can reposition and then look for an anti-air. In this case, he walks back a step, takes a step forward, and then goes for a Dekai. And this will allow him to dash punch and then follow up with Oki. Now, because Ken fears the throw into knockdown into 1, 2, 3 or whatever, he opts to backdash instead. Because Zempo crouch medium punch dash punch here would give the guaranteed meter for Yun. So this is a very nuanced decision making as far as understanding of the matchup and like the decisions, because Boss also plays Yun. So he backdashes and then Boss checks his crouching medium kick off the backdash with his own. Now he activates immediately off of this because the rock, paper, scissors on Oki against Ken when you activate is that he can HP DP. If it trades with your Ganejin stuff, which it will in a lot of situations, he then gets to either DP and eat a lot of your meter, or he gets to super you. So you have to sort of delay your decision, and you really want to give yourself the opportunity to go for the meaty that you want and not be forced into a late activate into like a close standing medium punch crouching light kick, because there's a chance that if you mistime the close standing medium punch or something, the DP just eats it. So he opts for crouching medium kick, crouching light kick, and then he will do Kara crouching light kick, and then walk forward Zempo. The Kara crouching light kick is something that will allow him to get in for either a frame trap or that Zempo after the palm, relatively safely. And it's also a frame trap that if Ken tries to, contest after the palm, then he just ends up getting hit for trying to, mash crouching medium punch or crouching light medium kick or whatever. So this is mid-screen set play like we saw with KO, except he opts for the route that will allow him to go for up kicks, which means that he got a slightly earlier Zempo. But because he gets that dash punch, he gets mostly corner push. This position that he's in right now is about 10% of the stage is to Ken's right, and he starts with close standing medium punch. So he realizes that he's not quick rising, so the first close standing medium punch is a check for that quick rise, which allows him to meaty again if he so desires, or to buffer like the Zempo block, etc. Right? Because of no quick rise, he's able to do another one, and then micro step back out of Ken's Kara back throw range, and then make a decision. And now he can just sort of keep Ken in the corner, but because you can see that that's sort of like what he's looking to do, he does walk up down parry to sort of deal with sweep or crouching medium kick from Ken, and that gives Ken the opportunity to jump out, and this sets up perfect spacing for his jump medium kick. So now he frame traps the standing medium punch, and he has the decision to either go for, forward throw to get the corner Oki. He has his crouching light kick, he has delay crouching medium kick into whatever, he has the crouching medium punch or standing medium punch frame traps. So there's a lot of things that Ken have here that can kind of screw with Yun, especially with him being a little bit close to meter. So he opts for the standing medium punch, and Yun does have enough time here where the standing medium punch will hit him if he doesn't opt to go for the low parry. So if he low parries here, he gets hit by the standing medium punch. If he jumps, he just gets reset into the corner. So because of the reset, Ken dashes up so that he's in range to actually take advantage of that reset. Gets throw teched, is on the receiving end of the tech, so he's pushed back more than half of the stage, or half the screen, and then has to dash up, which is why he tries to go for a shoulder here to catch it, but doesn't manage to do so. He could have done standing HP, crouching MK, a bunch of stuff as well to sort of catch this dash. Again, now he's in the corner, blocks the stand roundhouse, notices it immediately, goes for the crouching medium punch. The crouching medium kick comes out and it's not in range, right? So this is what I was talking about before. He gets a neutral jump, tries to jump out. Standing medium punch, fierce punch, unlike Yang, is plus. So when he hits him with the second hit, he's like +5, so he can activate Geneigen. Ken doesn't have super, so he doesn't have to worry about being supered here. So the crouching medium kick can't hit him. The far roundhouse there was blocked, so there's not really much that Ken can do other than try to get away at this point. Crab walk. Confirm. Messes up his KO ender. And you'll notice that this is the same situation here, where he goes for stand medium punch and then he goes for throw, similar to how Derun was able to react to Ken trying to get out of the corner from the Zempo. He's able to look for the jump out and then close standing medium punch. And Ken can standing roundhouse, he could have supered, but Yun has so much of a life lead that he can't afford to use the meter here. So, crouching medium kick to stop Yun from going forward, and then light kick, dive kick at a delayed timing that would allow him to not get hit by that crouching medium kick. And then Ken backdashes as soon as he sees his crouching medium kick whiff. He doesn't want to be in range to sort of deal with Yun's land, crouching medium kick, dash punch sort of situation. And then at this point, because he has so much meter, he's already whiffed a button, so Yun can just walk up and be out of range of that crouching medium kick of Ken's, so Ken sort of has to jump or like dash, or just sort of stay where he is and give Yun the stage to build meter, which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. So he opts for the jump and gets neutral jump anti-aired with light punch HP, target combo. And the reason for this is because if Ken jumps to the height of under the timer and he tries to go for jump roundhouse, standing jump light punch is like 2 frames or something in the air. It's really fast. So he has to parry twice, and he also he can't do any of his attacks other than like jumping light kick. If he were to do like jump parry light kick, then it would be entirely different. But you know, this pushes him back and it gives that TDK situation, but Yun is far enough away that he doesn't have to worry about anything, so he just builds meter. So in mid-screen, after a throw, Ken kind of has to dash if he wants to maintain pressure. That's not just like walk up, crouch, medium kick, and then his turn's over. Or he can like opt to jump forward or whatever, right? But when he has meter advantage, he wants to like take advantage of that, and he does get a meaty off of this, but he messes up and yeah. Double parry, normal show pressure, tries to catch him with a frame trap, doesn't work. Does the 1 crouching medium punch after a dash punch, because this sets up the rock, paper, scissors against Ken, unlike against Chun and stuff, which is 2. And then he uses close standing HP into shoulder, builds some meter, pushes back, and then forces jump spacing from Ken. Ken tries to jump out. He does crouching medium kick to like sort of deal with Ken's ground options, and he still has time after that crouching medium kick to react to the jump from Ken, since the jump would not be able to go over him. Punish from the crouching medium kick into EX fireball. This is what I was talking about that players like Nika like to go for, where after that crouching medium kick they can just buffer that parry for free, and if you are close enough you get a punish. Now you get that early activate like I talked about before. And here is he intentionally goes to the end of his Ganejin, gets his up kicks, and then goes for the medium punch shoulder to go to the other side to re-corner Ken. And he still gets a rock, paper, scissors situation. If he hadn't done close standing medium kick, he wouldn't have been able to be backdashed there. Very nice. So this is the option that I was talking about after the shoulder before, is that Ken can jump, he can dash. So this at this point he did dash, crouch, short, or crouch, light punch, crouch, light kick, or whatever. So at the beginning of this round, he does the same thing here, where he wants to check Ken with far MK, because Ken doesn't have meter where he can just crouching medium kick super it or whatever, even on parry. So yeah, after this point Ken can jump forward air to air, but they're full screen, so Ken has to dash up, and if he dashes up more than once he's not plus, right? So he forward dashes and then back dashes to maintain space and make Yun make decisions. Very nice from the Ken. However, because of the timing on his jump roundhouse, it wasn't immediate. It doesn't come out. Nice whiff punish. So this is another reason why when you do this, the far standing HP into shoulder, it puts you out of range if you walk back of stand HK, so you can whiff punish it. This is another situation like Kenzo or KO, where you do the jump roundhouse and you are able to tech their throw. Nice. Dive on loop. Reset. Tries to get gauge. Misses up his follow-up. So when he messes up his follow-up here, he knows that he's likely going to be looking for Zempo to get the gauge and get a one guess situation. So he does that same thing of down back back as an option select. Game number 2. He dive kicks here, and at this point it's the frame trap, so he can either look to throw, he can look to jump, or he can, block Zempo, whatever he wants to do. So he opts to re-jump with light kick, dive kick, which puts him out of throw range, which means Ken's has two options, really. He can try to use a low if Yun is going to try to go for crouching medium kick or continue pressure by walking forward or whatever. Or he can look to hit Yun with a standing medium kick or a far standing medium punch to sort of hit him if he tries to jump a second time. But because of the distancing, crouching light kick doesn't have enough space. It jumps over it, jumps away. Sets up neutral again, neutral jumps, dive kicks. Ken reacts to the dive kick, dashes into range, and then throws. So this is a relatively common thing that you'll see Boss or Deshiken or something do, is that they'll look for the spacing where Yun's trying to posture with neutral jump HP, neutral jump dive kick, and then they'll look for the dive kick and dash in and do something after the fact, because either the dash will get hit by the dive kick and Yun can't really get much from it, or they'll be at a spacing where they can throw Yun as he's landing, and Yun has to just mash tech, otherwise he's kind of screwed. So he goes for a shoulder, gets blocked, and instead of a dash or a jump from Boss, instead he looks for parries just like Shie did, but Shie buffers the crouch medium kick behind it, and then he gets whiff punish for sweep, which means that Ken has to dash up, reestablishes the neutral. From this point, he can crouching medium punch and still be able to react to the decision of the Yun player. and then he opts to jump after the dive kick. Because Yun has to then immediately jump forward or walk forward or whatever. It's not a good position for Yun to be in, and it's a great position for Ken to be in as far as like jumping HK into like crouch short, or like setting up any sort of frame trap off of a block jump AFK or a jump HK. So at this point, he's just goaltending Yun. He ticks him thinking that he's going to, throw him again and then just air-to-air HKs again. So this shimmy here is something that is very common to stop Yun from trying to jump out of the corner after a forward throw. But he messes up his parry timing or his walk forward timing and gets standing light punched. Shou realizes that he's far enough away that light punch, light kick, medium punch target combo isn't going to work. Probably tried to buffer it and then saw that it wasn't going to happen and got the medium punch anyway. But it pushes Ken out of range for a crouching medium kick here, so now he can activate. And that wasn't a punish, but he had time to activate and sort of walk up and make a decision after Ken did his crouching medium kick. So he gets the Daipon loop, misses the dash punch afterward because of the spacing, but he gets a hard knockdown. So he walks back, walks forward, gets that crouching medium kick dash punch as a punish to the throw, and then whiffs the standing medium punch, because you can get 2 close standing medium punches, which will set up a third or a crouching light kick, or a Zempo / throw. Very good. So after the throw, because he has to dash up, it's 16 frames. The activation of super is a little bit less than that, so he can still contest afterward. I'm surprised that he went high before the low, and Boss got the parry after the dash, which is very difficult, which means you have to like properly time your forward before your dash, or buffer a forward before your dash. Same thing here to start the round, where he walks back far MK, Ken doesn't bite, he walks forward, early jump HK to stop the jump. Goaltending, no whiff punish. He's just staying in the corner as much as he can and sort of forcing Boss to walk him down. Gets the EX Hado. Regular Hado. Very risky on the Shoryu Jinrai. So Boss here, instead of doing the jump over into set play, just does the delay jump forward into the set play instead to stay in front. Because if he gets the super, which he is confident in this case that he probably will, then he gets the corner. So this is an important situation here, because when Ken does like a target combo, or he tries to do standing medium punch into like tech or whatever, Yun can do 1, 2, 3 and punish the HP if that's what he's trying to do. So the only thing that Ken can do here is buffer a late DP behind it, and it's not very common to be done in this situation. So he gets 1, 2, 3 activated. He needs a reset, so he goes for sweep, gets the hit, and then messes up. Baits the DP, and gets the max punish. Game number 3. Yun does forward parry to start for the standing roundhouse, and then does neutral jump. Now, he walks back, Boss does, which means that he's out of range of hitting Yun when he tries to do jump HP. He's still in recovery when Yun lands, so Yun gets to whiff punish with far MK, and that sets up the spacing that happens before, where he goes for that free crouching medium punch, that the Ken can do, and then, you know, Yun gets to walk him down or jump him down, where he misses a dive kick here, which would have landed, and Ken at this point would have gotten a great follow-up like this, but he opts to not do anything. Misses his throw because of the distancing, gets poked with a crouch tech, and then sets up jumps again. Jump, dive kick, dive kick. At this point, he can neutral jump parry, so doing the attack from Kenneth this late in the jump as Yun is jumping is kind of a risk. And then he has to decide, is Yun going to attack me as he's coming down, or is he going to parry? So he just respects it, option parries forward, tries to block, and then gets thrown for it. Dash punch to follow up to make sure that he gets the space that he needs, and then opts for a palm, which somehow hits him. Walks up, makes the decision to do things to stop a guard jump, gets another throw, and then is just goaltending now. Manages a back throw, and then punishes the leap with 1, 2, 3. Very nice. So this is sick, because he resets him with crouching medium punch when he tries to jump to get out. He does early jump roundhouse, so he gets crouching medium punched for it. Jumps again, parries the standing medium kick, continues his float over, tries to medium kick at the height that would allow him to medium punch, fierce punch, super to get Oki, or medium punch, fierce punch DP if he's standing, right? And then gets parried. Crouching medium punch, EX up kicks into dash punch for the kill. Something that Issei does a lot. Now, Ken here has, or had DED, or not quite, because the whiff gave him the meter for his super. But he whiffs it, and then backdash, crouching medium kick, fireball super. Frame trap, buffers the DP behind the crouching medium punch, because he doesn't have super. Throw. Risky. Reset. Yikes. So this is a little bit interesting because he whiffs 2 buttons, which is kind of risky when you walk back, but he just does crouching light kick to try to deal with the walk up throw. And he gets 2 hits but misses his super. Ground game with punish. Leap. So here, dive kick, jump forward, light kick. I'm not sure if that was on purpose or not. Very nice jump over. So you'll notice that he's consistent with his decisions, right? He's every time after crouching medium kick, dash punch, doing medium punch, and then making a decision. So this was sick because he does. When he gets his activation here, he does 1, 2, 3 activate, palm, walk forward, crouching medium kick, Kara fierce, cancel palm because he tried to forward parry the next decision, crouches, gets back in, gets the Zempo. Corner push. And now he just gets to basically control the round. A little bit risky. Yikes. And then the same thing. So Sho is very methodical in this matchup, where he's always making the same decisions, in specific like situations, as far as like setting up his Oki and setting up his set play, so to speak, so that he can use these as conditioning tools. And this makes a lot more of an impact the longer the set goes. Game number 4. So they've already started to condition each other, and this is a perfect example of that. Is that he does that forward parry into jump. He's already backdashed, he whiffs buttons, he's out of range of throw, pokes him for it. 2 standing medium punches, has close to 25% bar, and he's already built the space that's necessary. But yeah, Yun has the advantage of having the whole stage behind him, but it's still not a bad start. Now he gets a back throw from a forward dash, which gets him the corner. And this is one of the reasons why Ken is so dangerous from his dash, is because if you don't get that throw tech, or you don't 1-2-3 his dash or whatever, and you get back thrown, you can very easily get put in the corner. Manages to get back out, because from this situation, he dashes up twice and he doesn't go for a meaty setup. He immediately goes for like a fake whiff into throw, and he gets out for it. Jumps away, and then just holds his position. Very nice punish. Round over. Can go very quickly into Ken's favor, just off of a couple punishes. Because his damage is a lot more than Chun's, off of like parries in neutral, and he gets a little bit more off of his mid-screen set play or mid-screen situations than Chun can. At least as far as like getting to the point where he can start threatening rounds. At least in round 1. Very nice air-to-air. So so far he's already seen after that situation that boss is looking for the down back situation, or the set play. Option select. That's the word I'm looking for. And he goes for a shoulder and gets DP'd for it. Follow up. Just keeping him in the corner, gets the throw. That's very free round. It's just, once Ken gets the momentum, he just takes it away from Yun and keeps on the gas. Game 5. Wake up crouching MK into DP. Just keeping him in check with his crouching medium kicks to try to get him to jump and set up his own jumps. But he's going to keep him in the corner and try to build as much meter as he can. He gets out, option parries, gets the sweep. Now that was sick. This is something that not a lot of Yuns will go for, especially under pressure, where you'll see he's going to get the Zempo, but he's going to micro walk here before the crouching medium punch. And the reason why that is because it sets up a better set play. You're closer to your opponent, so you actually get more options after your dash here. From that dash, if you don't do the walk forward, you don't get medium fierce, back fierce as an option. And that would send Ken into the corner. So it's really potent if you can get it consistently, but it's not really worth it for most players. So in this case, he uses the far MK, like the walk back far MK, but instead he just walks forward crouching medium kick super as a punish. Now Yun's already taken like 33% and Ken has the corner, but he doesn't have bar, so it's not as dangerous, but it's still like not a good situation, right? Obviously he gets immediate activation, gets his Daipon loop, crouching medium punch into decision, as opposed to KO, who dive kicks into decision, right? Very stark contrast in approaches to Oki for the matchup. Dive kick to start. Back throw, now this is not great. This is the most common situation, right? Standing medium punch, checks for the crouch, the down parry with standing MP, and then immediately, because of the proximity guard, does crouching MP. Yun can YOLO stand light kick dash punch here, but it's kind of risky, right? Yikes. Just a couple bad decisions is all it takes, and you can get completely run over, right? Game number 6. Jump back light kick, Jesus. So this is a very common situation here as well, where when you parry this, you either block and then you guard jump away, or you down parry or forward parry after the thing and then you guard jump after that. So like you parry jump. So after the far HK, he can contest. So he uses his meter here to push Yun back and sort of waste his Ganejin, because he has to jump here and stuff. He gets lucky. Nice. Activate. Frame trap. I'm not sure why this particular frame trap is so good, and it's something that I use a lot too, but it's great. Catches people slipping. So again, goes for crouching medium kick as Yun's doing walk back far MK. Doesn't have DED, so he doesn't get super. That sucks. So when Ken does early jump roundhouse like this, you can walk under him and do 1-2-3 dash punch, and it's kind of a really shitty situation for Ken. He messed up his activation, and here he wanted to wait and then activate on his wake up later than usual as that sort of next layer of variance. So here he knows that if he gets one more throw, he can just keep his meter and sort of bully Yun, right? And he just 1-2-3s the attempt to throw. Nice punish. I mean, that should have definitely been death for Ken, but lucky boy. This is another important thing, is that if Ken hits you low with crouching with jump medium kick, he cannot do medium punch, fierce punch into light punch DP. So he has to do fireball. And that pushes you away. So then you get to re-establish neutral. Reset. So another important thing about Ganejin is that crouching light kick at max distance on parry cannot be punished by stuff like crouching medium punch from Ken. So it can be risky for Ken to like go for specific punishes against Genejin when he parries. So this is another thing that's very important to have as a Ken player is crouch tech, crouch light kick when you have super. Back throw. He jump parried for the DP. So you can tell that there's a lot of very specific things to the matchup that develop over you playing the particular player, and it comes down to a lot more than just like understanding what you can do. It's like what your opponent's looking to do, and that's very dangerous. From a matchup specific thing, like yes, you can 1-2-3 when Ken tries to shimmy or tries to do whatever, but it also can be very risky, right? So this is the good and the bad. This set is going to be Deshiken versus Shie, or at least a couple games from it. So let's get started. So immediately starting with walk forward down parry from Shie, because a lot of Kens do like to start with walk up crouch medium kick or walk up sweep, just to start to like get you to that corner. And a lot of the times in neutral, because both Ken and Yun are, you know, not as plus as they might need to be in some situations to massively take advantage of their crouching medium kicks, they just sort of like pepper each other with attacks and then buffer parries. Just like that. So now, again, going over the same thing, Shie will walk back, walk forward, and do Dakai probably. Yep. Gets him to the corner. Just keeps him here. Very nice from both players. Jesus. Crouching medium kick activate. Interesting. Risky. Can't really get much here. So that's just kind of throwing away the round. Same sort of thing, except off of hitting the opponent with 4MK, it sort of sets up the exact same spacing. Activate. Sit play. Shie is one of the only people that does the whiff standing medium punch before the crouching medium punch after the up kicks. Or before the up kicks, I should say. Knows that he will get the meter from this. Tries to optimize the meter gain with the KO under. So this here is very important. The walk forward neutral jump roundhouse dive kick, because if he tries to do walk forward crouch medium kick or walk forward sweep, this will hit it and allow him to combo with standing light kick or crouching medium punch into dash punch. So this is the Deshiken shimmy that I was talking about before, where he's looking to take advantage of opponents looking to guard jump out. So if that is your baseline decision, you can be taken advantage of pretty easily. But he does use the grab as the main tool to set that up. Nice whiff punish. That's another thing you have to be careful about when going for like shoulders and stuff, is the actual whiff punishes. Nice whiff punish. Keep him in the corner. Up kicks. Activate. Late. Jumping out after the palm. That's that trade that I was talking about that can happen in Genejin, but it happens off of just raw fierce punch as well. where if that was in Ganejin, Yun would still be a little bit closer and he could buffer super. Nice whiff punish. Just dashing to get under the corner. Very... wow. Barely not getting the damage. I bet he thought he was out of range of the DP there. Nice walk under. There's that walk forward standing MP. And he'll only really do that when he's getting out of the corner. Nice optimal combo. Just getting kept in that corner. RIP. Dashing up after that jump HK like usual. Set play after the DP, getting double DP. That was... I don't know what that was. Whiff punishing the... or not whiff punishing, but block punishing the crouching HK is very important with dash punch, and it's range specific. Very important punish. Got the stun. That's uncommon. Jump light punch. I don't think that was on purpose. That's a punish. And then he stays in front because he has super. Because if you're going to have super and you land in front, it's better to get the corner, right? So going to the other side is going to be less common in those situations where you actively have your super. Deshiken is getting his groove on, run and show over. At least at the beginning. Nice confirm. Nice whiff punish. Nice punish to that as well. And that's something that a lot of people don't really take advantage of, is that Ken, after his EX Tatsu in the air, can still be punished by specific things at specific distances. Again, not going for set play here, because he knows that he's one mix away, so he just dashes up into range and makes him make a guess. But no left-right set play. Frame trap. But he was too far away because of the slow 1-2-3 to hit with the crouching medium punch. That's another thing that's important, is that after a DP or after a super from Ken, you have to worry about set play that gives him the universal overhead DP. Nice confirm. Gets the corner immediately, and now he's just keeping in there, building as much meter as he can. Dash punch, and then activate. Nice confirms off the crushing medium kicks. And that's something that is pretty important in this matchup, or in general, but like shows one of the only Yuns that is really, really, really good at it. So this is a set play that Shie likes to do a lot, where he does up kicks, crouching medium punch, shoulder, and then makes decisions. That is a punish on Fireball. He showed the palm too many times, and he just buffered crouch short super off of it, because the whiff on the palm means that he has to walk up usually to do something. Wow. There it is again. Light kick here is one of the fastest things that Ken can do, as far as like making sure that he can hit Yun and keep him in situation where he can like do something after a landing. So it's interesting to see that actually dealt with. Walk up, down, parry, back throw. Tried to go for the fancy combo. Delayed is 1, 2, 3, so it actually hits the red parry attempt. Very nice whiff punish. So it's similar to, you know, the boss encounters, where there's sort of like the same sort of guessing games going on. Nice punish. He didn't have super there, so doing the activation there is risky, but it's not that risky. Shie is coming back. Safe jump. Very nice. This is something that isn't used all that much, but he's doing the jump MK here as a punish to the crouching medium kick. And he does it low enough that the crouching medium kick is able to combo, which is very actually difficult. He's going to be out of range of throw, yep, so he has to go for crouching medium kick into EXDP. So this is another thing that Shie does a lot, is just dive kick immediately after the jump, and then it's standing HP. Because the throw into super jump forward dive kick, if done immediately, is just barely able to get that to come out without having to like worry about anything other than DP. And you have the opportunity to block there, so it's like rock paper, basically. You're cutting out an option in some cases. Nice. This is an important interaction, because like when you get dive kicks that hit Ken like that, you're out of range of most of his pokes. So if he tries to do like medium fierce, you can just crouch it and then hit him. Or you can option parry forward that will hit everything except for like crouching medium kick there. I'm surprised to see these palms here. So this is like masterfully getting out of the corner. He gets hit jumping, right? Immediately blocks, crouching short, frame trap. So he tried to jump again. Standing light kick to stop the walk up crouch medium kick. Keeps pressure, right? In crouching medium kick distance. Crouching medium kick is out of range. Neutral jump. Gets hit. And then just jumps out because of the throw. So 5 attempts, only works with the last one. It's not a fun situation to be in, right? But having that read on that throw is actually important. And Ken has 3 bars, so you know that sort of a jump there can be risky. That was dumb. That's something I would do. But you also have to get the round over at some point, right? Ooh. And this is the most common set play for the left-right, is where you jump, and then you tatsu at the last second. If you watch. Oh, he didn't even tatsu that time, he did the micro walk forward instead. This is important mid-screen, is understanding that your opponent can try to backdash your Zempos. So like throwing in like short shoulder and stuff like that is something that Yakkun and some other players are very good at. Daipon loop, reset. Yep, tried it. That was gross. Yeah. All it takes is a couple mistakes in this matchup for you to lose. It's very momentum based. We'll go to another set, but if you want me to break down more of this set or more of the show versus boss set, just let me know in the comments and I will do so. Here's a set from one of the nights at Inoue's house that Deshiken played USHI. This isn't their first to 10. The quality on that particular video is not great, so we're going to use this one. This is a couple games in. They've already warmed up. So this is an interesting start to the round, where he starts with a standing medium kick to potentially hit a jump. And there's just a check by a crouching medium kick from USHI. After that, he jumps forward and gets on the other side with punishes. He goes for a throw of some sort and then ends up getting back thrown by Ken, obviously. And now it's just pressure from Deshiken. Reading the jump. This is an important interaction here because he's going to crouch here after the throw, and Deshiken does crouching light kick stand light punch, which is normally trying to hit a Yun that's trying to guard jump out, so this is at a slight delay timing, so that he can get crouch light kick stand light punch DP. And after this, the most common situation is for Ken to throw. So you see a crouching light punch come out from USHI as a crouch tech, and then he immediately checks with standing medium punch because the crouching light punch is plus. And now that he's pushed back a little bit, there's not really much that Ken can do as far as stopping the jump outside of standing medium kick, so he does that. Checks with crouching light kick for super confirm, and then backs off because he has corner control. And then tries to dash throw to sort of like end the round off of the next guess. And USHI jumps out of the corner. Back throw again. Tech. And then hits him. Back up for activation. Nothing really out of that. This is an interesting sequence, though, in that instead of going for a throw or something here, he just neutral jumps. And Deshiken did a crouch tech there with crouching light punch, and ends up getting punished for it. Tries to punish the Kai, which is kind of risky. But most commonly there, both USHI and Shie will do Kara crouching light kick. So this is sort of like a player and situation read that's happened a bunch of times, as you know, these players do play all the time, or they used to when USHI lived in Kyushu. Mess ups from both players in this set confirm off of the crouch medium kick fireball, and then he goes for a left-right set play. So this particular set play here, he can micro step forward and then jump over, or he can just sort of delay his jump very slightly to make it look like a walk, like he does here, and then super jumps forward to land in front. Checking with standing medium kick, gets air to air, and then he's immediately in the corner. And this is important because once this is the situation and he neutral jumps, there's nothing that he can do outside of like dive kick or just empty jump. So he just lets a shore you rip when he jumps, because there's not very many options that Yun has at this spacing. And then he gets the corner for it. Nice from USHI. Now this is very important spacing, because he checks this with walk up down parry crouch medium kick, and then he just doesn't confirm it, but he's out of range of Emperor Punch, pushes him back with another crouching medium kick, and now he's sort of at max range where Ken can try to sweep, or he can try to crouching medium kick, because he does have like a DED-ish meter range. So he opts to jump and look to punish this with a dive kick, which allows him to get stand light kick into dash punch. Potentially could have gotten 1, 2, 3 into shoulder activate instead, but this is fine. Immediate Senpo. Jumps. So this is the safe jump timing that I talked about previously, where you can early jump HP, and he sort of like baits it and goes for standing medium kick instead when he lands. This is something not a lot of Yuns use as well, is that they'll use, USHI uses crouching medium kick, or crouching medium punch, crouching light kick, because crouching medium punch has less pushback, so doing something like crouching light kick is going to push you too far away to actively get like a good Zempo range. It's not something he does super often, but in situations where he wants to actually get closer, he'll either use crouching medium punch, crouching light kick, or something into crouching medium punch so that he gets the extra plus frames to move with less pushback. There we go. Activate. Basic combo. What's the set play? Just nothing. Baits the guard jump for the Zempo, and it hits him with standing medium kick, jump afterward. So this is an interesting setup, because USHI's doesn't quick rise, so he's not fully in the corner technically, and he just opts to back off, because if he makes a decision and USHI parries it, he gets anything into activate, right? So it's sort of a safe play here, especially with him being down in life. He doesn't want to just give it to him for free. Punish, and gets the kill. So it's really important when you jump to the other side of Ken like this, that you immediately press a button if you don't think that they're going to DP immediately. because a lot of times they'll try to anti-air with standing medium punch and into stand HP, the target combo. Or they'll look to delay into the uppercut. So in this particular matchup, and against this particular player, USHI does a lot of empty jumps at ranges where, like, Ken should be looking for a crouching medium kick. And these are the ranges where Deshiken will move forward to make dive kicks bad, which is another reason why USHI will use a lot of empty jumps rather than just, like, committing to dives. Because him moving forward can make the dive kick bad. Option select Zempo there. Air to air. I don't know what the stand leg kick at the beginning of this round is really for. Because I don't think it checks the crouching medium kick from Ken. Checking with far MP a lot. And now he is using the standing leg kick to try to catch dashes or catch stray crouching medium kicks. Build space, gets the activation. Kind of an early Zempo, but he gets basically the max that he can out of it. So this is one of the reasons why Yuns will do one single attack in this situation, is because if you whiff once, you're pushed sort of like out of that throw range for the close standing medium punch, and then you get the opportunity to mix up your timing on different things, right? And you can also walk back out of throw range if Ken wants to, like, wake up throw or whatever. It's a little bit risky with Ken having 3 bars, but, you know. Same thing here. Does standing medium and then walks back. Frame trap. Basic ender. Does the same thing, except this time he catches him with a jump back HP. Now the reason why this is most likely occurring is because at this point, if you were to do a throw or a Zempo or whatever, it's one situation away from getting activation. So he just jumps back to build the space and uses HP to cover himself. That should have been a punish. So this is a dive kick that's bad, in which case the rock, paper, scissors here is that Ken's going to press a button, almost always a high, because going low doesn't do anything, as you can just jump it, right? So he's going to commit to standing MP or standing HP, and because this is a bad dive kick, you are either going to be parrying the, attack attempt, or you are going to be looking to get away, like USHI does here. So it's the safer play. Going for the medium punch, fierce punch this early doesn't really do much for Ken. It keeps Yun close, but he doesn't have meter to really get a hard punish if the medium punch, fierce punch, like TC, does work. So this is an important thing to understand as well, is that when you're neutral jumping like this, there is that opportunity that when you land, Ken gets to decide if you're going to jump or if you're going to do something else. And high parrying at this particular distance isn't necessarily something that you're going to look to be doing a lot. So the standing medium kick allows him to cover that jump pretty consistently. and it also pushes back to the point where at this point in the stage he gets to commit to either a sweep, or he can do stand roundhouse, or he can just dash up and hold his position. But because of how he's landing here, if he were to try to like hold up, it can be a little bit finicky as far as the timing goes. Air to air, tries to keep him in the corner still. Frame trap with crouch medium punch, stand medium kick. Confirm. Giving him a different look at the post super Oki. Just dash up, throw into the Geneigen. That's ballsy. So this is another thing that like Deshiken's really good at, is like understanding when he should go for a second DP, because it's really hard to do against twins, even like if you catch a dive kick or something, and it's only really guaranteed in the corner. So it's about knowing to go for that one in certain situations where the risk reward behind not going for the set play afterward is not in your favor in most cases. And then USHI gets out of the corner in this situation, right? Where the stand jab jab, he doesn't really get much after that, so he just super jumps out, jump out with a dive kick. Confirm. So here he specifically stays away from Ken's throw range and from Ken's ability to just wake up crouch MP. Covering the space as he's walking in, and then he gets his stuff. He's using a lot of standing medium kick in this set, which is interesting. This is a hard knockdown situation because of the Geneigen. So even though he gets no like follow-up with the dash punch, he gets in range, and because of the timing on the dive kick, he has to guess high-low throw and block, obviously, right? So he has to hard commit to a DP, and he doesn't have super to back it up. So it's one of those things where it's just kind of a huge risk to go for anything other than block, but I guess he went for a down parry. So this is another situation here where after the DP, if he were to quick rise, it would push him into the corner and guarantee that Ken gets the exact spacing that he wants without pushing him there himself. So he doesn't quick rise. Gets a corner push here, but goes for set play instead of the dash punch. Confirm. Now he's going to corner push. Yep. Now he's just trying to goaltend Yun and back throws him. Gets his activation, catches his dash that time. And this time he uses heavy kick up kicks into palm, but messes up his Kara dash punch. That is the best punish off of a parry on a cross-up dive kick. So you'll see here that he delays his punish on the parry here, because he thinks either a DP or a super or something is coming. He does a second parry. You could have blocked. Frame trap. Guess for game. Block Senpo. We'll watch one more of this, and then we have some other sets. USHI versus Shie, Sho versus Mimoza, so a game from Issei, and the Yun versus Ken from 2015 from the Pre-Cooperation Cup. Does Light Punch? Light Punch is a check for dash, and then he's just jockeying for position, building the space that he needs. This is hard to punish at this timing. You have like one frame to get the crouching medium kick to actually connect there. Nice red parry. Guess for game. You can't activate until Ken is about where he is there, and he still needs to connect with him before he can activate. Activation early. Shoulder. Basic combo. So this is another situation what I was talking about where Ken is about to get meter, right? So he backdashes to stay safe, and Yun tries to dive kick out, but because he is about to get meter, he can freely look for the target combo. Because even if Yun gets like a parry into something, it's not going to be enough to like really push the game in Yun's favor outside of like the set play that he might get. And he will get the meter himself from Yun knocking him down. So it's kind of a risky situation for Yun to be in either way. Activate. Greedy with the crouching medium punch, or a crouching light kick, so he gets parried. Whenever there is a big boy Ken 5 team, Shie is always on it. He's the best Ken in Osaka. So we have USHI versus Shie. So this is something that is very important. He does the parry a little bit too high, and standing light kick is the only thing that will punish jump in HK for like almost the entire cast that has any real follow-up to it. So like Yun gets stand light kick dash punch, and Yang gets stand light kick EX Rekka, and this is from a really deep jump in HK from Ken on parry. So he messes up and gets target comboed for it. Just checking space. Jumps out. Big punish. So this is another thing, is that not a lot of Kens maximize their ability to force a left-right with a jump here. So you're guaranteed to get that jump MK, but it is also, with that jump, giving away what you're looking for, so that's potentially why. No punish on the sweep. Similar to against Deshiken, he starts by not really doing anything on Shie's wake up because he wants to see how he's going to approach it. I don't know what that palm was for, but it lost him the game. He opts to keep him in the middle of the screen because of set play, rather than going for the corner push. So here he's just playing with space on Oki, rather than whiffing for meter like Sho would do in almost every situation. check the start, round start dash. Misses the parry. So this is a jump in and then crouch attack, quick crouch, medium punch. Jump light punch, basically almost point blank, is a way to stop jumps or jump attempts. It's not something you commonly see. Oh, misses dash punch. Proper punish, and then he goes for a set play. Now this is another thing that's important, is that when you get this DP, because he stopped with the crouching medium punch, this dash is not guaranteed. It's not gonna get a meaty, so he's able to throw him. If he had done dash, crouch, cancel, dash, it should be fine as far as the frames go, if I remember correctly. Just safely building meter as opposed to pushing to the corner. And this is a difference between USHI and some of the other Yuns, where they look for that corner push as much as possible, whereas USHI will keep people in the mid-screen to maintain neutral, because it's one of his best attributes, is how good his neutral is. He got lucky there. First different Oki with a shoulder as opposed to just standing there. Uses stand light kick to get in against the Ken. And that's sort of universal, is just standing light kick lets you walk in sooner than any other attack. Stand light kick to check a dash after the crouching medium punch, because that is a common tactic, to use the stand medium punch, crouch medium punch, frame trap, and then dash off of the +5 from Emperor Punch. Now he's just sort of bullying him in the corner. The delay on the dive kick there made it so that that was kind of free, because the Yun is not plus after that delay. Nice confirm. Back to waiting. So this is a frame trap that not, a lot of Kens will use, is the max distance crouching MP into sweep in mid-screen. Because after that crouching MP, a lot of the times the opponent's going to want to walk back to get out of range of crouching MK, but they're still technically in range for sweep, so. Very nice punish on the dive kick. Throws him out of the corner. Interesting. There we go, his first attempt at whiffing once on his Oki. So this is interesting here, because he jumps in for jump HK, and instead of going for another parry or anything else, he just jumps right out of the corner. Because that jump HK was high enough that Ken can't do anything to hit the jump when he lands, really. Parry the cross up. This should be a kill. Oh, he got greedy. Tried to get like a pixel of more meter. And dies for it. Late jump MP can be very strong. Basic combo, basic ender. Stays out of range with that crouching MP into sweep, but times it to weird timing. Checks the throw, and is just neutral jumping, forcing Ken to make a decision. Getting some meter, and actually completes it at the end. Sort of running away and then maintaining his spacing here to like force Ken to make a decision. Immediately backs up after that crouching medium kick. Ooh, risky. So this was sick here, is that after that, whatchamacallit, after the EX Fireball, he knows that he's going to be at max distance, so he checks a forward dash or forward movement with standing medium kick, knows that he's going to be out of range of a real whiff punish in some situations, if he's not like really looking for it, so then he just gets to jump and contest the crouching medium kick or sweep. If you're going to be doing these whiff dive kicks against Ken and stuff, you really have to be willing to block because of the medium punch, fierce punch. It's just that strong in situations where you can be whiffing in front. Was a little bit late on the standing leg kick. Very hard link to do. Get some meter for it though. Very late jump MP again, which is interesting at round start. Walk back and then does it as a way to deal with the crouching medium kick or the walk forward crouching medium kick attempt. That's interesting. HK up kicks instead of medium kick. Really optimizing some of these corner push situations. And catches him again. Yikes. That's about as disappointing as of a round as you can have as a young player. Just a couple guesses into death. Now this is an interesting sequence, because he gets the ender, and then he does palm, walk back, crouching medium punch, walk up, crouching medium punch. And I'm pretty sure that Shie did crouch medium punch tech, and he hit the startup of the crouching medium punch. Old school. When he goes for that setup I was talking about before. He's forcing Ken to jump at this point. Because Shie also has very good neutral grounded. Set play. So this set play here is very important. Because when you're going from side to side, if you super jump here and Yun tries to get out of the corner, the jump HK will actually hit him, right? So you can preemptively do this if you think that that's what's going to happen. And then you get that corner control. And if you do it early like that and they try to like punish you, it's not usually that bad as far as like a whiff punish or a I forget the term at the moment, but that's okay. Trip guard, that's it. Sorry, my brain's a little off. Yeah, so it's a little bit harder to get trip guarded. Backdash sweep on wake up. Ushi's using a lot of different like jump attacks at different timings just to like mess with his like parry cadences. So like as an example here, he does crouching medium kick, and then he's looking for crouching medium kick into like a situation where he gets DED, right? So he dashes up, goes for DED, misses it, and then he looks for the follow-up. Ushi does, since he doesn't get his DED, right? Doesn't think he's going to parry, and then uses Keeper Jin to sort of like get a decent push to the corner, and then gets a confirm off of that. Off of a frame trap, I should say. Nice whip punish. And then the KO. He ends a lot of rounds like that. By whiffing an attack and then jumping in your face and doing a dive kick. So he was very obvious with what he was going to do here, because he walked forward and then he super jumped. Set play. This was a really good set, and if you haven't watched it, I highly suggest that you watch the rest of it. Now we got Issei versus KM from Maniacs after Cooperation Cup in 2018. Once he builds his spacing from his far MK connecting, he immediately jumps. And he's trying to make Ken do something. Ooh. This is a very tricky situation as Yun, because if you try to parry here, or you try to do a whole lot, Ken will actually get a cross-up from this medium kick. And yeah, but as you can see, because he hits so high, he doesn't actually get a combo afterward. Very nice. trade, and then he blocks, knowing that he would attempt the standing or the DP, because he didn't have super to attempt to super.
4
Neutral jump, and instead of doing neutral jump HP, he went for crouching light kick into shoulder.
いやー盤石いやあるぞこれ売られちゃったあるよさあレイジンやり過ごした後あるのか
This is that cross-up situation that I was talking about, where you can basically freely down parry and get a punish, but he doesn't actually go for the punish there. Yikes. Ah, misses the confirm. RIP. But yeah, so basically, the way that Issei approaches it is using far MK and crouching medium kick, just like sort of Shou and USHI do at certain ranges, and then sort of relies heavily on neutral jump to build meter, especially when Ken doesn't have a whole lot of options to deal with that, without like spending meter on EX Tatsu and stuff, or like hard committing to early jump HK and stuff like that. We'll go over some more Issei games from my personal library, I guess, at the end. Shou versus Mimoza. I don't think they played very much, so this should be a decent amount of matchup-specific things. Activate. Immediately gives him a reaction check with the jump dive kick. The jump back HK here means that Yen doesn't really have to worry about anything, because he's going to be pushed so far back and Ken has to dash up multiple times to even make up the space. So he just gets to jump forward and re-establish the space that he wants, even though Ken got something from that jump back HK. This is a very important situation as well, is that when you are checking with far crouching MKs, and you're going to be looking for either dive kicking on your opponent, or dive kicking to set up a throw, if you react to them pressing a button during your dive kick, like your whiff leg kick dive kick, you can punish with 1, 2, 3. Nice confirm. So Shou walked up a little bit too much there. There's like a 1 frame gap between crouching medium kick startup and the throw. So there's 1 frame where you can get thrown during your crouching medium kick startup. So it's not unheard of for Ken to do like wake up crouching medium kick, either into DP or buff or super or whatever. Just walk up throw. Tries to do it again. The second walk up throw gets EX DP'd for it. In these situations where your rounds start jump forward and then you're doing dive kick, Ken has to commit to an early jump roundhouse, otherwise these situations happen. And now Ken's cornered. Nice. In this situation here, it's very common for Kens to go for a set play, which is dash and then jump. The delay on the jump made it so that he didn't really have to worry about some of the timings for the jump attacks, so he can just parry and then jump back and then parry again. This particular set play is very dangerous because when you throw your opponent, you can super jump, and then depending on when you do your dive kick, you will land in front or behind. It won't ever hit them, but it'll land in front or behind. So he was just like, okay, the dive kick's gonna whiff, I'm going to block this, and Shou ended up on the other side. Very nice. Game 1. over.
Bah, ouais. Ouais. Il est plus en forme, c'est ça.
So this time,
Il est plus en
he
forme,
early
c'est ça.
parries for immediate stand roundhouse. There's a slight delay, so it doesn't end up happening. And then neutral jumps and dive kicks, right?
Et c'est parti pour le deuxième match. Pas moyen pied, c'est un bloc qui vient,
Back
qu'il a
throw.
encaissé ici. Mimoza, par contre, il arrive quand même à s'en sortir, à remettre chaud dans le coin, mais il arrive à s'en sortir encore.
So
Donc il a encaissé
this is
ici,
another
Mimoza.
situation where he sees the standing, crouching light kick stand light punch, and it's not a guaranteed frame trap, so he just holds
Il
up
arrive quand même
forward
à
and
s'en
gets
sortir,
out.
à remettre chaud dans le coin, mais il arrive à s'en sortir encore avec une dive kick. Ça va très 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 vite. Chaud qui veut pas se laisser fixer dans le coin, mais qui se laisse faire maintenant pour pas prendre de mind game derrière. Voilà, il déclenche le Genaitin et c'est pas fini. Il montre qu'il sait qu'il peut revenir. Une shot spéciale qui est encaissée. Pas moyen point. Lunch punch, le Tatsuyex en défense.
Nice punish.
Récupérer un lunch punch, le gros lunch punch juste derrière. Chaud qui a presque sa barre de Genai. Il faudrait qu'il
Show just neutral
soit
jumping,
contre
forcing him to make a decision.
il décale un shoulder,
Trying to
mais il
get
prend un
whatever
bullet
meter he
sans.
can. Oh, he messed up.
Il y a un bloc de gros points, décalage d'un 2-3, c'est raté. Un
Greedy.
shoulder qui est bloqué. Victoire de ce round pour Mimoza. Mais la barre de Genaitin de Shaw qui est au
So
max.
here instead,
Mais la barre de
he
Genaitin de
does
Shaw
walk up down parry for the crouching medium kick super, and then
qui
jumps.
est au max. Il fait quand même les options de dive kick.
Same exact situation, where he gets the forward throw, except he does the dive kick from further away.
Shop et le devant derrière. Le Genaitin, il préfère toujours faire les man games que faire le Genaitin game.
Misses his
Voilà, il rate la fin de son combo,
Daipon
ça lui
loop
permet pas
completely,
d'avoir son finisher, mais
but that's
Mimoza qui est
fine.
très très mal en point pour ce round.
Just keeping him in the corner.
Et il prend le saut target
Air
et
TC.
encore une fois ça permet à Shaw de charger presque sa barre de Genai pour le prochain round. Perfect pour Shaw. Mimoza qui n'est peut-être pas encore si chaud que ça. Shaw pareil,
Just out of range for
c'est
that.
dommage. Un bas moins un pied,
Doesn't
c'est
wait
un
long
bloc
enough for the
frappe.
punish.
Cancel la furie. Le
Nice
qui ne rentre
block.
pas, décalage de Boulex. Mimoza qui monte du très très bon jeu en attaque, ça fait très très peur. Voilà, il décale une balayette dans un shoulder, un bas moyen pied. C'est chaud pour chaud.
That was interesting.
Sans mauvais jeu de mots, pas un shoulder, un bas moyen
When
pied. Du très très bon jeu.
he pushes him back, he sweeps,
Très peur.
walks up,
Voilà,
crouching medium kick,
il est dans un shoulder,
walk forward, walk back parry, or walk forward parry, walk back, and then jump. And he's able to walk under him.
Sans mauvais jeu de mots, pardon. 1, 2, 3, Genaitin. La pression qui est encaissée par Mimoza. Il prend une shot spéciale. Pas moyen point, petit dragon. Voilà, Shaw, regardez qu'il a presque sa barre de Genai. 1, 2, 3, gros dragon. Et il peut déclencher le Genai. Mimoza qui a besoin de mettre la garde. Voilà, on s'en fiche. On prend les casse-gardes dans la garde. C'est pas important. Il prend un gros point. C'est pas bien grave. Maintenant, c'est maintenant que la vraie fin de match commence. Un moyen pied, pardon, Sten, décalé, puis cette dive kick.
So far, Shaw hasn't had to use any bad quote-unquote dive kicks to like actually get rock paper scissors situations.
C'est parti pour le troisième match. Mimoza qui est qui montre quand même une très grande force. Il a failli gagner les deux matchs précédents, même si le score ne le montre pas. Il décale un dragon.
Nice punish on the whiff.
Shaw qui a presque son
So this is also important, is that when you go in against Ken, sometimes you have to dive kick early, so that if they're going to commit to DPing the jump, they don't have time to react.
Quelques confirmes qui sont ratés du côté de Mimoza. Son petit point, décalage moyen gros. Et le Genaitin presque chargé pour Shaw qui préfère faire des mind games pour conserver la barre de Genaitin pour le prochain round.
The palm there was super risky.
On rappelle que c'est un défi en 10, hein, c'est vraiment, on a le temps de se poser.
He waited enough that time after the crouching medium kick because he saw him rip it the first time.
Voilà, le Genaitin qui a encaissé ici avec la chose spéciale.
Goes for KO ender and misses it. And now he's just goaltending him. Gets whiff punished. KO under. He doesn't need the full optimal punish, which would have been palm, shoulder, dash punch.
Jamais on prend trop de coups en garde, ça charge le Genai-Jin, ça permet très rapidement à Shie d'avoir l'offense, et dès qu'il a l'offense, il fait un peu les trucs 50-50. À droite, à gauche, là, les
Gets under him.
et ça peut facilement ouvrir la garde et arracher.
Dashes after the crouching medium kick.
Avec un combo patate
Frame trap.
Des fois plus, des fois 60. Et regardez Shie qui a déjà sa barre.
Now he's just keeping him out with neutral jump HP, and then he wants to get a knockdown before the activation. I would have had Nika KO yelling at me to activate, but that's okay. This is an interesting situation, where he gets ticked, and then he does jump back parry, and manages to parry stand roundhouse. Nice whiff punish. And he goes for the corner push. Ooh. I don't know what the Tatsu was for there, but gets the meter. Ah ouais, c'est chaud, chaud, chaud. Même si on a vu Mimoza faire des whiff punish d'exception. Voilà, le dive kick devant, c'est déchopé. Il n'y a pas de problème. Par contre, so he seems to be just abusing one space that looks like Mimoza's not super comfortable at. Which is where you have to hard commit to crouching medium kick as a proximity guard, not proximity guard, a trip guard. Or preemptively jump. He changed his Oki to be micro walk forward basically, and buffer parries. That was an interesting walk up after Kara crouching medium kick. He's been doing this a lot, where he'll get his crouching medium kick, crouching medium punch, he'll shoulder, and then he'll go for sweep. Tries for Dakai to go under. Nice punish. I'm unsure why the palm after the dive kick, but maybe he thinks he's going to try to DP enough. He tried to parry both of those standing HPs. In those situations where you want to parry both, it's better to just parry and then back throw. Very nice walk up there to get the standing medium kick as he jumped. Oh god. He almost got it. Messed his up. The dash punch. It's probably not going to matter. That's such a huge life lead. Delays the punish like he should. So he's up 5-0. Ooh, nice red parry.
comment dire, très respectable. Voilà, Shoki. Par contre, il rate le
But
gonflement
there's
de
nothing
Frankie.
like
On voit
special
la
that
grosse punition
Shou is
derrière.
doing here.
Il a
He's
déjà
just
fait un super
keeping
Dundee, même s'il a le gimmick.
distances that
Voilà, un casse-garde dans une dive kick, pourquoi
would
pas.
allow him to maximize
Voilà,
his
c'est bien ça,
jumps.
Mimoza qui a pas peur de prendre le décalage, de
So
bloquer
either just inside of range of crouching medium kick,
dans la garde. Il se laisse faire, mais en attendant que Mimoza
or
parte. Par contre,
just
c'est dommage,
outside of
c'est dommage, c'est
range,
pas confirmé, ça aurait tué.
where he can
Le
do
décalage de
neutral
Frankie, la
jump,
pression de Shoki avant d'entrer, le casse-garde. Et du coup, c'est patate combo, ça
medium
va
kick dive
tuer.
kick to whiff in
Oui.
front,
Non, ça tue
or
pas.
jump
Je crois
forward
qu'il
light
reste
kick
sur
dive
une
kick to
image.
do the same,
Décalage de palme.
or jump forward for a
On
frame
appelle
trap,
ça la feinte de palme, la palme IX. Du petit pied qui vient
which he hasn't done yet.
bien gérer les cafouillages. Ce petit point en entière. Voilà, Shoki va encore une fois toujours de l'avant, de l'avant, de l'avant. Alors qu'il n'a pas le Genei-jin. Normalement, c'est pas à Mimoza de
He's
reculer.
not
Normalement, c'est
using
Mimoza
jump
d'avancer
forward
dans son
dive
voilà.
kicks unless it's jump
Il se
forward
relève
light
en
kick
chope
dive
arrière,
kick, really.
Mimoza. Il arrive à mettre quelques chops. Par contre, voilà. Shoki se relève en Genei-jin. Il varie un peu le mind game. Pourquoi pas. Le dive kick devant derrière, c'est bien gardé par Mimoza. Mais par contre, la fin du combo qui rentre. Et là, il faut que Mimoza trouve une solution. Voilà un Tatsui X, pourquoi pas. Ah, il a voulu faire le truc
That
de
was a
Hook
hard
Horizon,
read.
mais ça n'a pas fonctionné.
One more from the set.
Il faut trouver des solutions, ça a l'air difficile. Il n'y a pas l'air de bien avoir beaucoup. Un gros point dragon qui est décalé. Voilà, moyen point, bas moyen point. Mimoza qui se montre beaucoup plus offensif. J'aime bien ça. Je pense que c'est une meilleure solution contre Yoon en début de round. Son target et le décalage de shoulder qui est encaissé. Par contre, c'est là où il y a le Genei-jin qui rentre. Et il faut commencer à mettre la garde. La garde, une palme qui est très très bien décalée, mais il n'y a pas de finition derrière. Voilà, bas moyen point. Fury à la relever. On commence à rentrer dans les mind games. En défense.
Goes for the frame trap here, and then instead of following up with something immediately, delays his attack. That's the first bad dive kick that he's done, where he realizes that it's a bad dive kick and then immediately neutral jumps. But the reason why it was bad was because Mimoza dashed as opposed to him misplacing it.
Le moyen de gagner ce round avec des situations un peu bizarres. Ce petit point en neutre, je sais pas pourquoi il a essayé de faire ça chaud exactement. Voilà, le Genei-jin qui rentre en pression dans la garde. Une chose qui est rentrée mais qui n'a pas trouvé de suite.
Frame trap height, but ends up getting parried afterward. So after stand roundhouse, you get a free action. So he gets the neutral jump there. It's a little bit harder to deal with if they do like standing medium kick instead, because you can still potentially get hit. But he buffered a button. Wow, I didn't think that was going to kill. So you'll notice that when he whiffs and tries to get him to press a button, sometimes he'll just come down with neutral jump HP or something at a whiff timing, where he knows he's very hard to trip guard. Especially after Ken's already whiffed like a crouching medium kick or something. Ooh, nice. He's been using a lot of palms on Oki, and I'm not sure why. So basically, like, Shou does a really good job of showcasing exactly how to use, like, neutral jump dive kick, jump forward dive kick at that sort of max range distance of crouching medium kick, where you would use that as, like, a way to gauge your distance. But it doesn't really use a lot of far MK like you would see USHI or Issei use, as far as, like, maintaining space and, like, stopping Kens from moving forward and stuff. At least when Ken doesn't have meter. There are some stream or recording issues with this video. There's no sound, and it's kind of like it's recorded on a VHS. So I went into about 10 games of their first to 20. This is between Tackle Maeda and Koide, and this is at UFO Machida, which is unfortunately an arcade that closed down recently. And it was the home to Tackle Maeda and Koide. They are both very, very strong players. Koide doesn't get enough recognition as being a top Ken. You'll notice that they also play 3 rounds, similar to what Kuroda likes to play. So this is an important situation here, is that if you don't move and you crouch and the opponent does a HPDP, you will get hit. However, if you don't move forward, it will only hit you once, and then you get to punish. Nice punish. Dash dash. Getting to the corner with the pushback of the mediums. Nice throw back into the corner from the jump out. Could have gotten their activations to jump back activate. Koide-kun really likes using fireballs to control how Yun can jump and what he can do on the ground when he activates Ganejin. But these players are playing for the exact same spacings. They're just buffering parry like 4 or 5 times more often when, you know, they know what their opponent's going to do. This is similar to, you know, USHI versus Deshiken, where these players play all the time. So there's going to be some player decision making rather than just matchup based decision making. Activate. Reset. Goes for corner push. And just sort of bullies Ken by doing attacks and buffers. Or parry buffers, I should say. They're just playing grounded at that range for crouching medium kicks. Tries to whiff punish the crouching medium kick with dash punch, like he's Kuroda. But it is very possible to do that. It's just very hard. There's not really much new that you'll see in this set, but these are 2 more old school players, especially with how Tackle Maeda approaches Oki, like post Ganejin. It's similar to KO, where he likes to do cross-up dive kicks. He likes to do, you know, all this stuff. But you'll see that, like, as soon as these players get into crouching medium kick range, they're just fishing for parries. That was a bad dive kick, and immediately it gets checked. Supers the dive kick. A very high level play, actually. Doesn't delay his punish long enough. Nice way to get out of the corner. Activate. So greedy. Just throw dash up and then walk back out of range of throw from Ken, and then make a decision. And Ken gets wrong a lot. Short super, what's the Yoki? Dash. Whiff stand, light punch, walk back, crushing medium kick. You'll notice that he likes to just jump forward after this up kicks. So he'll do like jump forward roundhouse, or he'll just do jump forward to get the Oki timing to allow standing HP to be like really strong, that his opponent has to worry about. Ooh, tried to red parry. Nice hit confirm. So these mid-screen Zembos are very important because you'll notice that he does like crouching medium kick into, or medium punch or medium kick into dash punch, and then he does another decision, right? So he's able to get the walk up, and then he's able to get the walk up crouch short. And the only reason he's able to get the walk up crouch short is because this is mid screen. Otherwise, you'd be out of range by a significant margin. He does a reset in the middle and still doesn't kill, but gets walk up Zempo. For being one of the first people to master Daipon Loop, the combo enders that Tackle Maeda does are a little lackluster. Like, he'll go for the safe stuff, like dash punch, stand medium kick, Dekai dash punch, in situations where he could have gotten, like, up kicks instead. It's not a damage increase to do the dash punch stuff, so... This is very nice here, where he pushes him out of range with the crouching medium kick, and then he looks for the crouching medium kick to dash punch. So it's a lot more of the same thing, right? Where you're just jockeying for position in mid-screen, and then Ken's just looking to bully. And now Yun's just looking to bully. Because even though Ken has DP, like, the risk-reward behind it is not always in Ken's favor, right? So this is important here because he did 1, 2, 3. If Ken did DP of any kind, it would win. If you were to parry that and you were to do light punch DP, you can do stand light kick dash punch instead. The stand light kick will beat the medium punch and light punch DP because they are vulnerable low. But because he did 1, 2, 3, it would have invulned through it. Walks up after the stand roundhouse whiff, which is incredible control of your movement. So this is interesting here, where he sees that he's just trying to like constantly just keep him there with crouching medium punch, and he light punch shoulders under the medium punch, which is hard to do, but it is possible. It's something that KO does as well in specific situations where his opponent likes to wake up crouch tech with medium punch too much. So this is interesting because like when he doesn't get the dash punch, he just jumps back, builds the little bit of meter that he doesn't really need, activates, and then shoulders, and then does jump forward, light kick, dive kick, just YOLO. It can't combo. He just knows that if it ends up hitting his opponent, that he can high-low throw immediately afterward. So he also knows that at these ranges, you know, once he gets crouching medium kick to happen, he can just jump away because it's -1. And Ken's crouching medium kick is like 7-frame startup or whatever. So it's really difficult for Ken to actually hit him when he is jumping away there. KO ender. Messes up. So this is an important thing here from a Ken perspective, is that when Yun does standing medium punch here, you can attempt to backdash. And depending on what he does, it'll work. And there's very few things that do counter that backdash there. The only thing would be an immediate like crouching medium kick or something, but it will backdash a close standing medium kick in some situations, and it will also, like here, deal with something like close standing medium punch, trying to frame trap-ish into sweep. He puts himself in the corner so many times. Very nice activate against the jump. Round 3. This is another important interaction here, is that when he does stand HP, he does walk up, down parry, and then he continues to walk up afterward because of the spacing, and it puts him out of range of Ken being able to do jump over medium kick. Set play. That's ballsy. When you're playing these parry games where Ken's just walking in and looking for these down parries on your crouching medium kick, just micro walk forward throw, like if they're parrying, they can't tech it, so it does work, but it is very risky. Again, up kicks into just hold up forward. You'll also notice that when Ken jumps out here, after this, he immediately just ducks. Ken might have the opportunity to do jump MK, but, you know. Ooh. Forward throw, jump forward, just no dive kick. Frame Trap City. I don't know what the Tatsu there was for, but he really held his ground there for a long time in the corner, and Ken just didn't really try to interact, it seems, until the end. Walk up Kara, back throw, okay. No DP or stand medium kick. Opts did not go for the second DP, but it might have just been a missed medium punch Kara. And by that I mean medium punch DP. He's getting a lot of mileage out of the jump medium kicks that are connecting. Or being blocked, I should say. On dive kicks he's not sure of anymore, he's just starting to DP them. So this set play that he's doing here, far medium punch and then he whiffs crouching light punch, which means that he gets throw or crouching light kick, basically. Taunting after that trade is interesting, because you can't really do much else as Ken. Ooh, nice whiff punish. Very nice. So I'll watch one more from this set. And this is a really good set, so if you haven't watched it, I highly suggest you do. Whiff punishing far roundhouse with dash punch. Again, mid-screen. Now this is not mid-screen, so he can't follow up with something else, so he just has to activate. Early Zempo this time. Goes for the very basic ender, but somehow misses the dash punch. I think he went for medium punch, dash punch there. Delays the punish a lot and doesn't get a punish. You'll notice that after the forward medium kick here, he backdashes. Because it's very uncommon that Yun will do crouching medium kick. And that's the only thing that should hit the backdash or a far HP or something. And even if medium punch hits the backdash, he should be out of range of like crouching light kick confirming into anything. So it'd have to be like medium punch into shoulder. I'm assuming he missed a shoulder there. Nice red parry. He's done that like 3 times in this set so far. I think we might have only seen it once, but in the previous games that were not the best quality video-wise. Not that this is great. Koide staying at that range and then just using crouching a light punch to proximity guard as opposed to crouching medium punch. Nice whiff punish. Nice DP super for the kill. And that's something you can also do as a way to like force Skin Agent to be used, is like parry, dive kick, light punch, DP super, so that you get the hard knockdown. Went for the KO ender. Nice. Keeping him in the corner. Oh, he hits it this time. Wow, nice frame trap. Koide-kun's got DD. Now it's no longer there. And yeah. So this is a very good set. It's like 2 hours long. So I'd highly suggest watching the rest of it if you want to learn more about this matchup, because they do a lot of interesting things. They keep it basic in the neutral, and even though they're like down parrying a lot, they're playing off of some of the player tendencies. It's still very useful. So now we're going to take a look at an older video, Grand Finals from EVO 2003. This is KO versus Daigo. So the game had only been out about 5 years at this point. KO at the time was considered the best Yun, and Daigo was one of the best Kens, for sure, in the world. So starts by running away, building meter, and then holding his space after he knows that if he continues to move backwards, he will corner himself. This is where Daigo reads it, does a jump HK, and now does sweep immediately because of the spacing that he's at, which means that if Yun does anything stupid, which is, you know, trying to jump, trying to press a button, whatever, he'll hit him for it. Ends up hitting him when Yun tries to look like do crouching MP or crouching MK. And then here he dashes up and then backs away to get out of throw range, doesn't want to give Yun the back throw. And then holds for proximity guard with standing medium punch, and then goes for a sweep. And then dashes up for more pressure, and then stays at sort of mid-distance crouching medium kick range. Manages to get hit by a dash punch that's just let off the rip. Now, he follows up, but he doesn't fully commit. He dive kicks into a range where he can neutral jump and then sort of look for a dive kick to get in, or he can just neutral jump, build meter, whatever he wants to do. So this is the neutral situation that Yun wants against Ken. So this is important because if Yun does a light kick, dive kick, and Ken jumps forward, he doesn't really have to worry about a whole lot outside, or from Ken's perspective. He doesn't have to worry about a whole lot because Yun's anti-air options aren't usually that great, and he has early jump HK and late jump HK to deal with Yun as he's on the ground. So this is why you'll see back, forward, back from KO, block, parry, block, in which case he can throw. So it's teched, and immediately he tries to use standing medium kick, Daigo that is, to catch a jump. Now this would only be usable if Daigo is the closer person of the tech interaction. If he's the one that's pushed further away, neutral jump will still get out of range. So then he gets dive kick 1, 2, 3, activate, dive kick again, immediately jumps at a timing where he can get up and make a decision, whether it's going to be left, right, dive kick. He can neutral jump, high, standing, medium kick, neutral jump, roundhouse, etc. Target combo, double parry into punish. He just does a very basic left-right situation, or I should say jump over situation, to force the parry from Yun. And then instead of following up with close standing medium punch or whatever here, he hits at a range where, or a height where it might not be easiest to like combo, or it could be risky to do so if he misjudges it. So he just opts to backdash the throw tech attempt and then punishes. So very good. So now Yun has activation immediately, and now Ken has to be respectful. So this is important because Ken tries to check after the forward medium kick block because Yun is negative. He's like -3. So he tries to use crouching medium kick, which eventually over time turns into crouching MP to stop Yun from doing things. But if Yun did crouching light kick here, there's a chance that it may have beaten the crouching medium kick from Ken. Because of the distance that Yun is at here, from pushing back with the crouching medium kick, there's not really much that he can do outside of forcing his way in with Kara crouching medium kick or Dekai or Kara HP, which at the time of this particular set, Dekai was sort of the only thing that really could be used other than trying to just like raw shoulder or walk up and press a button. So instead of going for a left-right set play here, he just dashes up and forces the situation. KO just swings for the fences, crouch tech on wake up here, potentially with crouching medium punch, and then just uses the plus frames to go for the crouching medium kick, and he's just peppering in with crouching medium kicks, no confirm and a dash punch, far HK. Now this lets him super jump forward, dive kick into a range where Ken can't really do anything outside of just like crouching medium kick buffer super. So this is something that Daigo would do very commonly. He'd use crouching medium kick at max distance, and then he'd walk forward sweep to try to whiff punish opponents that were greedy with their button presses. So immediately knows that he is negative after the standing roundhouse, so he just opts to jump out since this is max distance. Daigo at this point can either jump back or neutral jump to contest this, or he can just walk under him and go for crouching medium kick into DP. You can't see it because of the time, but he should be close to DED for crouching medium kick. Greedy with no activation, but that's okay. Dash in Ganesian. So the follow-up here is very interesting because he does neutral jump, dive kick. Now, Daigo can act. So he dive kicks, he neutral jumps again, and he can light kick, dive kick. If he opts to parry block or whatever, then he will go into proximity guard, and he can either try to 1, 2, 3 a late throw attempt from Daigo, or he can just throw. So his Oki here is literally just build as much meter as he can, and then force the situation. Very basic combo ender. And this is what we've seen before from KO when he did the first to 5, is after this setup he likes to do jump setups. Immediately builds space, and then Daigo follows. So he thinks he's going to jump back again, ideally. In KO's mind, that if he continues to move backwards or neutral jump, Daigo will jump forward. So he does jump forward here and tries to react to the jump. And now he's just playing neutral again. Nice air TC to stop the anti-air EX Tatsu. DP. Now he does corner push, and it's rock, paper, scissors. Daigo is very anti-meaty in this game, in a lot of situations it seems. And he's gone on record a lot talking about how he doesn't like that you're not guaranteed that pressure off of that meaty because of the parry system. Sweep, dash up. So this is another important thing, is that after this dash up crouching medium kick, Yun is pushed to the perfect range for jump dive kick, whether it's going to be whiff dive kick, where Ken is just going to be out of range of far MP, where he has to commit to crouching medium kick into TP, or he can dive kick to hit Ken, where he can be plus. And these are mid-screen crouching medium dash punches off the, yeah. So then you get a free dash up into Zempo. But he's too far away for anything here off the Zempo crouch medium kick dash punch, even though it's mid-screen, as far as connecting for Ganejan. Uses shoulders a lot. And immediately after the crouching medium kick dash punch gets back into the range of crouching medium kick, right, of Ken in his own crouching medium kick. And this is sort of the range that he wants to play at, and, you know, whiffs his crouching medium kick dash punch. But the punishes on these dash punches are not very good. So he's jump parrying, and this is the ideal situation from Ken. Activate immediately again. Now, this is interesting because there's respect from both players here, where if he had just let it rip like crouch light kick super or something, he would have gotten a punish. But because he did a slight delay in the crouching medium punch and KO blocked, it gives KO the opportunity to continue. And then he gets hit on the way walking in. This is an important thing mid-screen as well, is using standing medium punch as a way to force a jump either back or forward from the opponent, or trying to get them to walk back out of throw range, right? And this is something I covered before. And Daigo does it very well, where he does crouching medium kick confirm DP. Does it again. And he gets a game. Immediate air to air, and this time, because of the way that it hit, he can't really dash up sweep, so he just stays on the ground and walks forward. So this is a good from him, because when he gets this dash punch, the shoulder sort of makes it so that your opponent is looking for something specific. There's only so many things that can connect here, so it's either going to be crouching medium kick or fierce punch, or like going for forward medium kick or something, but there's no reason for Yun to really do this stuff, right? So immediately it gives Ken the option to jump out, which is what Yun wants, so that he can contest in the air in most situations. Now this is something that you just sometimes have to do, where you go for the DP. But as you can see here, KO is inputting forward in to go for his, you know, quote-unquote KO Zempo, where he does a block, and then he just misses the inputs. And Daigo confirms the hit of the DP into the super. Contests the jump with a DP after the blocked HP. Now this particular situation is always difficult, because while jump HK and stuff is strong after a dash punch mid-screen, like crouching medium kick into light punch dash punch, he will be up in time to DPU. So like you have to be willing to go for this rock paper scissors scenario where when you jump at Ken, you're either looking for the DP and you're trying to like jump in an HK or something, or you're trying to like empty jump forward throw to get them to the corner. Or you're just using your dive kick and stuff to like bait the DP like he was doing earlier. So this is another important thing, is that after Ken does crouching short, 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 he's out of range of crouching medium kick in most situations. So you'll see Daigo did forward parry and then walk back, which means that he was expecting Yun to try to like do something stupid like shoulder or standing HP or something. Walks out of range and then gets a whiff punish. And then he dashes up and gets his meaty. Reset into mid-screen. This is not a TDK, so he's able to DP him. So after this target combo, he's negative, so Yun gets to jump forward, and he immediately jump forward HK as anti-jump, and then gets back thrown for it. So Daigo tried to parry the light punch shoulder, and ends up getting hit by a medium punch. Just hard committing to trying to get the round. This is another thing that's important, is because Ken is plus on this, and he doesn't really have the opportunity to go for a big combo, so to speak, he can just play with space, right? He looks for you to try to throw his throw attempt that may come, and then just, yeah, screws him for it. Hard commit. So this is that other situation that happened in the first attempt, or where he played the 5 Kens from Cooperation Cup. Sorry, where he looks for the double dive kick, or he looks for a dive kick as a cross-up attempt, and then if you don't quick rise, then he gets back out of the corner. Red parry. Nice air to air. Now this is important as well, as like understanding that when you're at that distance where crouching medium kick just barely whiffs, right? This is a very likely scenario where you whiff your crouching medium kick and then you jump. So a lot of Kens will do jump EX Tatsu. Or do jump HK. So again, same follow-up, right? Crouching medium kick dash punch. And instead of doing the super jump forward and then getting right into his face, he just opts for the dive kick to stay safe. So you get that free set play after this where you super jump forward, and he reads it with the parry but doesn't get the proper punish, which is crouching medium punch up kicks. Gets back thrown for it. Now this is important because even in this scenario where he's so far away, the box is mid-screen, so he's about 40% of the stage to his front side, Ken is. He gets a back throw, right? He's able to dash twice and then force sweep crouching medium kick, which basically, regardless of if it hits or blocks, the opponent is essentially forced into a situation where if they make one wrong decision, they are cornered. KO ender. Very nice pickup. So a lot of this matchup has stayed the same from 2003 until now. There's just a little bit of set play variance and obviously optimizations on some of the punishes. So instead of starting with jumps, he started with a grounding crouching medium kick, which is different at this point in the set, right? Now, after this air-to-air with jump HP, as twins, one of the best things to do after a air-to-air is to re-jump, either with neutral jump or jump forward, because you get these whiff dive kicks, right? Or you get dive kicks that can hit that are plus when they're blocked. So Daigo tried to DP it and ends up getting crouching HP. So because of that, you get pushed back to a spacing where he can neutral jump dive kick and then 1, 2, 3. Basic combo. So this is kind of greedy, because when you end up in this situation where you get hit by standing HK, you can backdash here. It's a perfectly good and reasonable thing to have happen and decision to make, especially when, you know, Ken's back is to the corner. You have the whole stage to try to build meter, reposition, etc. So you now get to re-jump, and Ken can like dash hard commit EX Tatsu or whatever, but he just dashes up, and dive kick can either whiff if you were to use medium kick dive kick, or roundhouse will hit very low like this is about to, and he gets to parry. And even though it hit low, it wasn't low enough to be safe from this. And he gets the max punish. Missed the red parry, went for a DP to catch a jump, and yeah. So this is also another important thing, is that if you were to like jump forward medium kick dive kick here, like KO does here, if they were to walk back and then try to parry as you do it, they are susceptible to being hit by 1, 2, 3 if they try to throw you when they land. Or when you land. So this setup is really interesting. He knows that Daigo's not giving him quick rises in the corner. So he walks forward, does dive kick, and then uses the plus frames from the dive kick to use standing medium kick, and then does a cross-up dive kick that pushes him far enough away that will basically not allow Ken to do anything outside of just like YOLO, right? So this is the situation that I had talked about previously, where when you cross up Ken, you basically have a free parry. He doesn't use the free parry, but he just continues to try to connect and build meter. So here, after the air-to-air, instead of going for a re-jump, he builds meter and sees that he didn't jump, so he just lets a shoulder rip. So for jumps this deep, you have to punish with stand leg kick. So when he gets hit with this standing HK, he's close enough that he feels comfortable contesting with crouching medium kick. Very nice. Daigo just now got super. Dash punch there is not very good because it can be punished. Bad dive kick as far as frame goes, and then he just gets bullied for it. So here is that crouching medium kick after the throw, and then dash up range. So after that crouching medium kick, there's, different options that he has, right? He has dash, he has try to walk up crouch medium kick again, he has jump HK, because it gives a neutral jump spacing for a Yun that he would want. And also, you have the option to walk back, obviously, which would force some of Yun's dive kicks to whiff. Daigo did the throw too early, and even then, he would be able to tech it. Nice anti-air. So this is interesting, because after this Tatsu, he sees how it hits and gets a super jump over. He stands up here, because this is a frame trap on Croucher, but he stands up to prevent the dash punch from frame trapping. That air TC was there to stop EX Tatsu as well. That's a punish on block. Daigo is very good at punishing those throw attempts with crouching medium kick DP. So this is something that not enough Kens do, is after back throw doing like dash dash EX Hado for push. And it can be very strong. Very nice. Proper punish on that high dive kick. Very nice with the trade there. Same exact situation as before. Or even when he drops it, he gets the dive kick into 1-2-3 somehow. He's just trying to keep him in the corner. Doesn't want to activate, but does anyway. Needs to get the round. Daigo has almost 2 bars. That seemed very YOLO to me, but, Ooh. Catches the crouch tech with walk back crouching medium punch. And then there's that same exact situation. He needs to go for a jump in, so he just gets DP'd for it. That's surprising that the EX Tatsu didn't hit. Lots of jumping HK, because KO loves to jump. trade. So back then it wasn't really known that you can DP or super a second time after the trade. So KO gets the win. And even if he did get it, just a DP probably wouldn't have saved him because of the life differential, but it would have been closer. I recorded a bunch of games at the Jazzy finale that I went to, and it just so happens that two of the stronger Ken players in the country, Neiman and Frankie BFG, were at the event. So I do have some footage of both of them playing against Issei that we're going to go over. Now, this is the first night that we were there, so this was at Arcade UFO. Neiman hadn't played offline in a while, and I don't know when the last time Issei played was, but these are some, or at least this is an interesting game, and we'll go over a bunch more after this. So it starts off by Neiman landing a crouching HK, and then doing dash dash, which gives him a sort of advantageous situation. He gets to potentially try to meaty, walk up throw, etc. Issei knows this situation, so he does walk back and then crouch medium punch tech, which lets him follow up with standing medium punch fierce punch to push back, and he opts to do the last back fierce punch as a red parry check. There's no real reason for Neiman to try to parry this because of the life and meter situations. So, at this point, Issei can just neutral jump or jump back. At either point, dashing up for Neiman is a good choice because it only gives Issei bad dive kicks if he neutral jumps here. So because of that, Issei doesn't do anything and gets jump back HK'd by Neiman. Now the dash up jump back doesn't really give up anything from Ken to do this, so it's a relatively safe play here. And then he's able to dash up again, take the space, and then he dashes again and tries to contest the dive kick attempt from Issei with standing roundhouse. Usually after this dive kick, you would see Yun's build meter with crouching medium punch and stuff, so this is potentially one of the reasons why this roundhouse came. After the block, though, he tries to use standing medium kick. He's not close enough to the corner for this to actually feasibly stop the jump of Issei. However, if Issei does a dive kick that's not light kick dive kick here, it would hit him and not hit him profitably, which is another important thing. So he whiffs dive kick again, gets the grab out of Issei, or out of Neiman, and then does another dive kick, hits at a bad position, so he does jump back and puts himself back in the corner, peppers him with some crouching medium kicks, does jumping air TC, doesn't get the second hit for some reason, and then lands before Ken, and he gets to go for standing medium kick into activate or crouching medium kick into activate, drops his combo, gets a dive kick here that actually crosses up from the neutral jump because it was a hard knockdown, and then he just goes straight for Zempo. He does the neutral jump HP that I had talked about before, except he does it a little earlier so that he can whiff a crouching medium punch on his wake up to sort of get him to do a DP, which he does, but he doesn't think that he's going to super behind it because it's a different parry timing from the DP itself, so he gets hit. This particular set play here is micro walk forward, and then he gets the jump over meaty setup. After that, he gets the DP. So standing medium punch, check for the stand back throw, and go for the crouching medium kick. It's not usually best to crouch tech here. It is usually best to try to walk out of range of the throw attempt from Ken, because if he doesn't walk forward enough, you will be out of range of it and you can punish with your own back throw or whatever. And yeah, so he just does dash, does crouching light kick, checks what Issei's decision is with parry, so very respectful, and then gets a cross-up jump medium kick. Follow-up on the Dakai is getting into a range where he is outside of threat from Ken, outside of like wake-up crouch medium kick or something. So he can easily do crouching medium kick or stand fierce, which is an important thing to have. because now he's pushed back into the corner, and he gets to control the spacing with far MK, crouching medium kick, and dive kicks. So this is something that Issei likes to do a lot, where he'll dive kick, and when he sees that you don't quick rise, he'll whiff, and then he'll use throws as a way to either force techs or continue his pressure. And if you jump, the throw whiffs and he can still interact after you've jumped. So this particular situation is interesting because he dive kicks at a range that he does neutral jump, medium kick, dive kick to whiff, and then jump, light kick, dive kick, which allows him to hit low, but he doesn't combo the standing light kick dash punch, even though he could have. He just immediately neutral jumps again, sees that he's crouching, and does early jump medium kick, keeps him in the corner, he almost has meter, goes for that throw, walks back again, walking up for that walk up down parry for the crouching medium kick. For some reason he's afraid to activate without connecting. And then Issei does his, crab walk as anti-jump that he got punished for against 5-star in this event, and then ends up going for the same sort of situation where he does empty jump after the dash punch instead of the jump HP, and then whiffs once and goes for the Zempo instead of whiffing twice into the throw. So after the Tatsu, he's able to use crouching medium punch and then use far medium punch to build space. And then after that, he's able to run away, build some meter, and then reestablish the space that he wants to neutral jump at and force him to jump at him in HK or jump EX Tatsu and use the meter that he has, which is not something that most Kens would want to do at this particular meter position. So he gets a dive kick that ends up hitting Neiman with his far MP, which depending on how it hits can still be plus, so Neiman blocks. And then he does medium fierce back fierce, gets the activation, and this is important because after he does the forward medium kick here, Ken does get a free jump here. And because he's so far away with the forward medium kick, Yun has to walk up a lot in order to get back into pressure, unless he does fierce punch or something. So because Neiman knows this, he just jumps. And then instead of waiting, Issei walks forward to take away the jump medium kick from Neiman, and then goes for the standing medium punch thing, and then misses his combo. This is that exact same situation we just saw KO use, where he uses standing medium kick, super jump forward, roundhouse dive kick, cross up, and then parry, crouching medium punch, dash punch. Somehow misses this shoulder, which is amazing to me. Because he calls out the backdash. Now, this is another important thing, is that when you get back thrown out of the corner here, Yun can get a free backdash, so regardless of if Ken tries to do dash up EX fireball, or if he tries to do dash up jump or whatever, you're essentially safe. Very nice. Late activate to eat the quick rise. Very nice. This is another game that they ended up playing again at UFO that night. Issei against Neiman. Checks with far MK, sees that it whiffs, again goes for neutral jump HP. At this point though, because he's pushed back and he sees that Neiman ran away, and to try to stop like a jump in or something with jump back HK, then he's able to just build some meter, throws out a shoulder in case he tries to dash forward, because Neiman does like to dash forward at this range, and gets a proximity guard shoulder, which means that he is going to be able to block the crouching medium kick here, and this sets up perfect space for his dive kick. Gets the corner here, and then does double jump similar to KO. throw tech, and now he has meter. Very nice. And he resets him here as opposed to getting the knockdown. Then he delays walk up, crouching medium kick, target combo, or crouching roundhouse target combo. Blocks that, checks a crouching medium kick, delay shoulder. He parries after the forward medium kick on block because he knows that some players will like to DP and stuff there. And Neiman does. So you'll notice that after the crouching medium kicks, he's still respectfully like jumping, or he's still doing the matchup thing of jumping, because at this point in this game, Neiman hasn't established the jump forward HK like he had in previous games. But even then, when he had established it, or jump forward, jump back HK, Issei wasn't really scared to jump. This is Issei against, I believe it's Frankie, because it's white as opposed to the special color. But if I remember correctly, they were kind of playing the opposite color that day, so I'm not sure if this is Frankie or Neiman. Air TC, walk up, push back, check for the dash. So this is interesting because he delays his Zempo very slightly, and he catches the back throw attempt. This is probably Frankie because he likes to go for that Kara back throw there more than Neiman does. So this is an important situation here because this dive kick hits poorly, and Ken doesn't have meter, and even if he got the meter via medium punch, fierce punch, it wouldn't kill. It'd still be guess for game, and Issei would potentially have the bar, so he just opts to jump away and give him that option. So this medium punch here is to potentially hit the neutral jump attempts, and give a bad dive kick if he chooses the dive kick. So again, he's checking with crouching medium kick for spacing distances, gets whiff punish there for it. But even on the whiff punish, there's no super, so he knows that he can neutral jump for free, or neutral jump forward parry for free. Confirm. Neutral jump HP. So this is the early timing. And it also sets up giving Ken the ability to try to jump. Very nice. Oh, misses the follow-up though. So when a dive kick hits like this, Ken's crouching leg kick is too slow, so he can't crouching leg kick jumps. So, yeah. Air TC. Going back. He checks the walk forward crouch medium kick with standing medium kick. double jump, doesn't get anything on the parry, and then stops the second jump. He's low enough, opts for the parry attempt with punish. So off the forward throw here, or dash punch, he does the same thing that KO would do, except he uses dash dive kick instead of the super jump dive kick. Keeping him in the corner. Basic combo for a kill. Another game. Neutral jump HP. Neiman tried to go up for a walk-up sweep to start the round, and that doesn't really do anything. And then at this point, double jump is very common after neutral jump HP. So they look for the second jump and just hard commit to the jump themselves and get hit for it. And now it's just keeping them in the corner. Sweep, dash, walk back, miss the EX Tatsu, I believe. Catches him. Basic combo, neutral jump, HP. So you can either delay that neutral jump or you can do it instantaneously, get a free bit of meter, and then get the rock, paper, scissors as you land. That comboed. Changes up his Oki that time. So again, crouching, far medium kick whiffs, so he blocks, walks back out of range, dash, checks the crouching light kick, delay crouching medium kick, and then has time to jump. So at this point, you know, Neiman can do jump forward EX Tatsu, or he can do jump forward HK, at which point neutral jump parry should deal with both of these. Yep. So after the air-to-air, he gets to build some meter. The far MP means that his medium kick, dive kick here will whiff, and they're able to go for a throw. That Genagin was successfully wasted by Neiman. Air-to-air. So let's go over this. So he jumps, he lets him jump. Halfway through his jump, he gets air TC'd. After this, because Yun's on the ground, it's rock, paper, scissors, right? But he respects the DP, so he blocks, walks back, and then goes for the crouching medium kick to counter the throw. After that, he gets the knockdown. Then he just does one crouching medium punch and then walks back. So if Ken tries to do anything that's not a low here, the crouching the down parry is free. So he gets the free down parry on the crouching light kick, and yeah. After that, he ends up jumping out, gets hit jumping, and gets put in the corner, and then just immediately jumps out. Gets the activation, and Crab walks in for the win. So to start this round, I'm assuming that Frankie pressed something because he has some meter on whiff, and then he just walks up. So at this point, Issei jumps back, and then neutral jumps, parries the jump HK, and then immediately gets the jump MK, resetting him and pushing him about 35% of the stage back, and then he just jumps at him, dive kicks for free, because the only thing that can happen here is walk forward sweep, I believe, that would get Frankie anything. And then he goes for a shoulder, which can stop a dash. It can whiff punish a crouching medium kick attempt or a sweep attempt. And it can also, yeah, just ends up hitting a jump attempt. So here he's trying to goad him to make a decision, goads him to jump. Early jump HK, crouches it, and then throws him on land. Wow, that was sick. I'm not sure why the Tatsu came, but that was amazing. Again, same set play. Neutral jump early HP. Crouching light kick into decision. Forward throw, dive kick, lands before he gets up, goes for a throw. So after the crouching light kick here, even though he knows that he can be frame trapped into a crouching medium kick, he still opts to check. And because Frankie is out of range, since he was at max range for those crouch shorts. Activate, jumps. This set play is kind of interesting, because Genagent ends, right? He gets forward throw, dash up, empty jump, but there's no quick rise, right? He just opts to take it. Same thing here. Tries to frame trap with crouching medium kick, crouching MP, because he was crouching here. Doesn't work because he's not a Chun or Ryu or whatever. So it trades. Gets pushed back, gets a neutral jump for free. Or not for free, but it's very expected. So here, he's able to dive kick to stop a dash, and then there's a grab immediately from Frankie. Misses a dive kick there, and then this is a bad dive kick, so Frankie checks it with stand light punch. Resets him, tries to go for a low. Intentional universal overhead whiff. So this is that thing that Issei has been doing where he just jump HKs as a follow-up to get some meter build, and then gets in your face and still has time to whiff once and then walk back. This is Yi versus Issei from the 2v2 tournament that happened before Jazzy. So starts with standing medium kick to check, crouching medium kick to check from Yi. He tries to check a dash or check a jump on the whiff with the Kai and gets parried for it. Nothing from the crouching medium kick there because he's too far to actually DP, I believe, and opts to just do stand roundhouse instead. Pushes him back, so this gives Issei the perfect jump height or jump spacing. Tries to check him doing a forward jump with a standing medium kick, and Issei can dive kick but opts not to. At this point, he's doing walk back. He tries to check him with a standing HP to stop a crouching medium kick, and gets parried. Sweep, dash up, second dash, DP. I'm not sure what that was about, but, you know, it is what it is. Standing medium kick, attempt to super jump forward, cross up dive kick, but doesn't get it. Throw. Walk up, throw. Walk up, crouching light kick, crouching light kick, light kick. Doesn't get it. Now, this is an important situation, because Issei here does a bad dive kick, and then stand blocks, and then crouch blocks immediately. Or I should say crouch blocks immediately. Now, it's very common for the Yun to stand block here, or try to guard jump. So he ends up blocking, stands up for a split second, blocks the crouching medium kick, and makes the DP whiff. So that was a guard jump attempt after the second attack, which is why he ended up getting a jump, right? He just committed to the jump and gets crouching medium kick activate. So after that standing HP, it's likely that he's going to try to move forward. Jumping isn't super common there, so Yi does super. Combo. Neutral jump HP. Yi doesn't quick rise, so he gives him an extra whiff. And then this shoulder also sets up a very good anti-jump situation. The air TC there, there is a chance that Yi could have punished with the jump HK. I don't know if it's a timing thing or if he was actually able to land and block successfully. So my guess is that he delayed the jump HK so that he could go for a jump HK into a super situation from like stand MP into uppercut or something. Dash throw, neutral jump because Issei was the one that teched. Gets the empty dive throw, and then shoulder. I'm not sure what Yi tried to do there. Using forward medium kicks to sort of like get him to look to contest and spend his meter, but he doesn't, and he ends up getting opened up. Cross up, attempt at that reverse dive kick again, doesn't get anything, or that standing medium kick could also just be looking to force him to jump back. Super from Yi, super jump forward, stay in front. This makes sense because having to back throw there isn't always the best. However, Issei is very close to meter, so keeping his back to the corner is probably the better play. And now he's just sort of posturing. They're both building some meter. Sweep, dash up, down parry. Crouching medium kick, delay shoulder. He jumps back after the forward medium kick, which is very common. The jump forward HK situation. He doesn't quick rise again. So when he doesn't quick rise here, he gets hit by the second hit of the HP, which pushes Yun to the position where he can just down parry for free, and then sort of off cadence use his crouching medium kick. If he had gotten a dash punch confirm, it probably would have been a win. But that just also opens up jump when that crouching medium kick connects. Hits him very low, so even if he gets the parry, he's not going to get a punish. Stand light kick would require red parry here, and then walks forward, walks back, shows that Yi was guard jumping, and then when he lands, crouch medium punch tech. Could have got the super, but could have been crouch tech into stand light punch as well, which might have been actually what it was. Issei gets to activate at the beginning of the round. With standing HP here, to let Ken walk to the correct distance for dash punch to only hit once, and then goes for forward medium kick immediately. There's no real punish that Ken can reliably do for the blocked forward medium kick here, and it probably wasn't something he was ready for, and he does another one. So Ken doesn't have meter to contest this. Even if he gets a crouching medium punch, he gets nothing for it outside of potentially opening him up to a hit from Yun afterward. So he eats the forward medium kicks. Issei does the same thing, far MP, crouch LK, crouch LK, goes for forward medium kick again and gets the throw. DP on wake up, which makes sense. Again, crouching medium kick, no confirm, which means that Issei knows that he can jump. Tries to punish, but whiffs. That particular punish requires a Kara dash punch if it's max distance, and it's very hard to really gauge if your opponent is true max distance or not. So, throw tech from Issei, pushes him back, gets to build a little bit of meter for free, and then gets to make a decision. 5-star opts to walk up. Issei looks for the low parry on potential dash up crouch medium kick, and then jumps. Checks him with the far medium kick, gets a free jump. He tries to air EX Tatsu a little bit late, catches the shoulder, knows that he should be dashing after the standing medium punch there, because no meter, and Issei runs away. Contests him with the standing medium kick, builds some meter, activates light punch dash punch in order to gain space on him, and then like make his way in slowly, right? Because Ken has to crouching medium kick DP super this, and it's very uncommon. Misses his combo. He's very cautious with his approach here. So he does forward parry, walk forward, down parry to catch a crouch tech or something, and then Issei just jumps and dive kicks instead. So this dive kick is bad. So this is the exact same situation where before Yi did standing medium punch, crouching light kick, and Yi now has meter. So he can do medium punch, fierce punch into DP. He can opt to attempt to throw Issei, or you can stand light punch or stand fierce punch in order to reset him if he tries to rejump. He opts to throw. So Issei jumps over him, dive kicks, goes for that free down parry. Yi delays his crouching medium punch, they trade. Push back. Issei gets to jump again, gets the block, and instead of going for a regular throw tech, he goes for crouch tech, crouching light kick, or crouching light punch, light kick, sorry. Doesn't get the confirm, and Issei is just building that meter, trying to gain the space, look for the dive kicks that will whiff or hit crouching medium kicks or dash ups, and then manages to get and activate at a range where Yi was fishing for a crouch medium kick into super, and then whiff punishes it with shoulder. Very, very tense game. Lots of interesting little interactions as well.